I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While other sweater style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make a bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while sizzling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 Chief Rock Knicks Universal main man, Uncle Freezie. And welcome to the premier Knicks fan show. What's good? What's good? What's good? Good Friday afternoon. Good Friday afternoon. What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Shout out to everybody at work, winding down, ready for the weekend. Shout out to all my people that's already off and getting this weekend started. Shout out to all of our Knicks fans everywhere. What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good? Dripmore is in the building. David L is in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good? Man, do I have the topic for conversation for y'all today? I'm trying to get this light right. This light is like right here. I'm trying to get it to be like, y'all see that? Maybe that's too much. Okay. All right. Yeah, what's good, everybody? The Knicks beat the Pistons last night. So what? The Pistons are trash. I ain't really even want to talk about that, man. I didn't even want to talk about the Knicks versus Pistons. They trash. We won. Moving on. No disrespect, but yeah, no. What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? Will Salkin is in the building. The original DSJ is in the building. Salute, salute, salute. DSJ probably just woke up. He was probably performing at a smoky nightclub somewhere in some state that he don't even remember where he is. Probably rocked the house last night. Probably had to perform For Your Love 3 or 4 times because they kept saying encore. DSJ, what does the word encore mean? What does that mean, bro? When they say encore, what does that mean? What's that mean when they say encore? DSJ probably hear that word enough. He'll know. He'll be able to educate us on what the word encore means. And DSJ, don't tell me something slick either. Like, Your Love is so good, it deserves an encore. DSJ says, still wearing a tuxedo. An undone bow tie. Yeah, and probably just his eggs Benedict probably just arrived at his table along with a mimosa. Hotline Bling is in the building. What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? So I have a topic that I kind of want to talk about with everybody. Um, and I'm trying to figure out a way to introduce it without disrupting the apple cart. Jay Giant is in the building. Nick Yak is in the building. Says Dante is now shooting percentage 3 lower than Quickly, and 3-point is 3% higher than and Quickly overall. He's coming to be that close. Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. Kerry Cox, this conversation is just for you, my man. I just saw something wild OD on Twitter, and I should bring it up, but I really, it's really wild. People on Twitter are saying that the Knicks should trade for DeMar DeRozan. Trade for DeMar DeRozan. I'm just going to share something with everybody just real quick. This website is so whack. So this right here is DeMar DeRozan's shot chart for the season. He's 45% from the floor, 36% from 3 in 18 games this season with the Chicago Bulls. DeMar DeRozan is finishing 97 shots at the rim. He has made 60. He is finishing at 61.9% at the rim. The league average is 59.5, so he's 2.4 percentage points better. DeMar DeRozan from the corner is 50% from 3. The league average is 38.6. He's 6 of 12 from one corner and 0 for 2 from another corner. So DeMar DeRozan looks like a dominant left side of the court player, maybe. But I'm not here for that. Karen Fung is in the building. So, but I'm not here for that part. What I'm here for, JJ is in the building. My brother, JJ, I've been talking about you, man. JJ, I've been talking about you, man. So, JJ, the reason why I was talking about you is because I did some research on something. I was wrong and you were right. So, JJ, I was wrong about something and you were right. right? So the thing I was wrong about is the Knicks defense. Um, yeah, Grimes is trash right now, bro. Let it go. We need to let that one go. Wiz in the building. Wiz. Grimes fans legit would rather see a struggling Grimes try to work his way through it than rather give Deuce McBride a shot. So, but shout out to JJ. JJ, you were right about the Knicks defense thing. And I was wrong. Right? Just want to shout out JJ. Just want to give people in a yo, when I'm wrong about something, man, listen, I'm not getting ready to fight it to the end, man. I'm just gonna be like, yo, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I can see it, I'll admit it. Here's the thing. Should the Knicks trade for DeMar DeRozan? Should the Knicks trade for DeMar DeRozan? I don't understand why, personally. And I've spoken with about before jumping on today. I spoke with some people just to make sure. I just needed to calibrate, just to make sure I was in the correct space mentally to talk about DeMar DeRozan. I just don't see it. I think when you trade for DeMar DeRozan and stardom, I just think you have duplicity. I think you have RJ, Randall, Brunson all looking to do the same thing. What does DeMar DeRozan bring to a winning team? I don't see it. I don't know what he brings to a winning team. Is it his defense? What does DeMar DeRozan contribute to a winning culture? I just don't see it. Wiz says, when does his contract expire? Wiz is asking the question. Let's look at that. As soon as I go to Spot Track, the first thing I see is breaking up the Bulls. So DeMar DeRozan right now is getting paid about $29 million. Not bad. And he has, yeah, this is it. This is it for him. This is the last year of that deal. He's a free agent. Yeah, this is the last year of that deal, Wiz. And Nicky X says Fournier is a problem. We might need his money to get a trade done. What I'm thinking about is I don't care personally. I don't really um um care about um certain things. My thing is fit. Is DeMar DeRozan going to be able to stretch the floor? Is he going to be able to space the floor when he gets here? The man has only taken 44 threes in 18 games. DeMar DeRozan is taking less than 3 threes a game at small forward. I don't know. I don't know what we get with the DeMar DeRozan. Is he going to space the floor? Is he going to be a conduit? I'm looking for his numbers right now just to be fair. I'm asking you guys, would it be a folly? Would it be a folly? Would it be a folly for the Knicks to trade for a 34-year-old small forward? Upstate Knicks is in the building. King Ribby in the building. Parrish is in the building. Parrish says, Parrish, thank you for the generous contribution. Parrish says, no, he's a playmaker, a second closer. He's clutch guy. Okay. Dripmore is in the building. If he is this guy, I think this is what we need. My fear, though, is if you get him, you wasted money on Josh Hart. If you get this guy, you wasted money on Josh Hart. And I don't know if I don't know if I'm ready to do away with the Josh Hart experiment for DeMar DeRozan. Because if you trade for him, mind you, and we had this conversation before, if you trade for him, you also have to have the contract extension type talk with DeMar DeRozan. You're probably going to have to give him like 3 years, $90 million, 3 years, $97 million or something like that to extend him. Is he extension eligible? Ivory 10 is in the building. DSJ says we already wasted money on Josh Hart offering him that long-term extension. No, that's not wasted money. Josh Hart is a valuable piece to the Knicks. Josh Hart is here for the next 4.5 years, whether we like it or not. Ivory 10 says, I'm about to, what's he say? Ivory 10 says, I'm about to jump through this phone. Yes. Ivory 10, jump through the phone. See, here's the thing. If you trade for DeMar DeRozan and he starts, who are you taking out of the starting lineup? RJ? DeMar DeRozan is small forward. RJ plays small forward. You're going to trade for DeMar DeRozan and sit RJ? Well, if you sit RJ, now you just wasted RJ's money. I'm just asking. I'm just asking so that we could further the conversation because bringing more people to the party doesn't mean the party gets better. But in this case, if we feel like bringing more people to the party gets better, or does it make it better, who are we removing from the party? Who's got to go? And the thing of musical chairs, who's got to go? DeMar DeRozan is a small forward that is high usage. RJ Barrett is a small forward that wants to be high usage. I'm looking for DeMar DeRozan's advanced analytics right now. Wow, DeMar DeRozan's usage rate is 26.1 right now. 26.1. All right. So if everybody's usage rate stays the same, and you add DeMar DeRozan, who would we replacing again? Who'd y'all say that we would be replacing? Jay Boogie is in the building. Oh, there it is. Jay Boogie, it just came through. I just got it. I was looking for it. Okay. It just came through 3 minutes ago. We've been rocking for like 25 minutes. Y'all rocking with the number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universal man, Uncle Freezie. Ivory 10 says he's about to jump through the phone. That's hilarious. Ivory 10, I don't know if we have space for him, bro. See, because here's the thing. You only get 100% of usage, right? And if DeMar DeRozan is coming here, right? Then whose usage is going to go down for him to get touches? DeMar DeRozan is a good distributor. Also, he's not all scoring. Yeah. I'm looking for his assist totals this year. So he's about 4.5 assists a game. That's really good. That man's effective field goal percentage is under 50%, though. I don't know, boss. Ivory 10, I don't know. Are there 3 players you would rather have the ball than DD? If not, I don't care whose touches go down. Wait, that question is weird. Are there 3 players you would rather have the ball than DD? Yes. If not, I don't care who touches go down. That's interesting.
Let's get it. Y'all be spitting with your flows, I'm just podcasting.
That's right.
On the air every day, I'm just podcasting. You don't know what that mean when I say I'm podcasting. I'm broadcasting these flows with the podcasting. Every day of my life, I'm just podcasting.
Right.
Share my dreams with you, me and I'm podcasting.
What?
You can see my vision through the podcasting.
Yeah.
But don't forget J Boogie when I'm broadcasting.
What?
I'm podcasting,
What?
he podcasting.
What?
I've been spitting this venom since Karate Flicks. When Mr. Sims was sharing nothing but the Knicks. I guess you know by now, I seen some tough years. Now I know the reason why Freezie got them Blorange Tears. Closest thing.
Yo, what's good, boss?
Salute, my brother. What's happening, my brother? How you doing? How you feeling, man? Blessings to you, my brother. Shout out to the chat, man. The world's most famous, the most beautiful, the most loveliest, the most loyal, the most respectful people it is on the planet of sports and outside of sports in life too. I don't want to just make it a sports New York Knicks thing, how beautiful our people are outside of the sports in life. They are beautiful people that's up under this New York Knicks umbrella that we all talk to, see, view, and read texts of each and every day, man. Happy Friday to everybody. Happy Friday to everybody.
Boy.
Hope everybody in the greatest form of health, man. What's happening, man? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I got a couple of things going on, man. I'm trying to download my joint. I'm trying to download the remix right now as we speak. Man, the Knicks Twitter is going crazy over DeMar DeRozan. And we got a game tonight against Toronto, and we got the lawsuit going on with them. You know what I'm saying? And then right after this over, we got a fly out to Milwaukee and dust up some bucks. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So on our palette, man, we got a lot going on, bro.
Yes, a lot of food on the table, man. We still
Right,
having givings for it, man. Yeah, we
right.
got a lot of food we're sharing right now.
We got a lot of stuff going on. Just Knicks is in the building. Yeah, man. So we got a lot of stuff going on, man. It's just, we got to do it one step at a time. We got to take care of what's in front of us right now. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that I get this remix here so I can hear it, because I be wanting to hear the remix. And then plus two, Toronto ain't coming out here playing, man. Toronto trying to figure out why we trying to embarrass them on national TV. They gonna be coming out here trying to pull us up. They trying to put them hams on us. So we gotta do what we do. We gotta go out here and do what we do.
Toronto just ought to be okay and be feeling good that, that they on TV, They don't get too much airplay unless it's inside, where they from, Just hold up, Toronto. Don't be rude and disrespectful, man. You're riding with us, man. We're giving you some light today.
Right.
We're gonna go through that baggage claim.
Y'all gotta relax. Yeah, man. Toronto, y'all gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? Just be yourselves. Don't be trying to come out here and embarrass nobody. And we won't embarrass y'all. We'll beat y'all by 20, but we'll do it in a classy way. You know what I'm saying? Toronto, don't come out here. Don't come out here trying to embarrass nobody now and then get embarrassed. So, yeah, man.
I was tuning in a little bit to the Twitter, man. I've been listening to everybody, man, podcasts and Twitters, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's itchy right now. Everybody wants to make a move, but everybody's scared of the move that we might make. You know what I'm saying? Don't let none of this right here hurt your feelings, man. Always know and understand. You know what I'm saying? Love the name of the team that's on the front of the chest, and stop falling so much in love with the name that's on the back. Whatever we're going to do is what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? It's going to upset some people. It's going to make some people happy, but we all still going to remain that fan.
Right.
We all going to still remain you rocking with them Knicks. So, whatever they do is whatever they do, man. But stop getting so attached to these players, everybody.
Right. Right. Ivory 10 is in the building. What's good, boss?
What's up, gentlemen? Jay Boogie. My condolences. Uncle Freezie, it is great to be back with you again. It is always an honor and a pleasure to be with the Blorange Tears crew. I've taken Blorange Tears around the world with me. Had you guys on a projector from Morocco to Hawaii to Las Vegas even a day ago.
So shout out to Hawaii. Shout out to Morocco. Shout out to Ivory 10 in the building.
Yeah. I had to jump on just for a minute here. I just wanted to say one quick thing with you guys. I feel like we oftentimes as Knicks fans find ways to talk ourselves out of getting better. We see guys. I mean, years ago, 5-6 years ago, we were talking ourselves out of getting a guy like Chris Paul when we could have used him. And the names just keep going on. And every time there's a good player that comes up, we find a reason why they're not good enough. It's time. It's time. It's not like we're doing anything with these assets. We have these picks and everything else. It is time. And we all know, listen, if Brunson goes down with just the slightest bit of an injury, our closer, our Jay Boogie, the Knicks Jay Boogie will no longer exist. So he would definitely be the next closer on that team. DeMar DeRozan would be the best closer on the team right behind Brunson. So I think that's the kind of move that, hey, it's not the best move in the world, but the best move in the world doesn't exist. It doesn't come up. It doesn't happen. So if you have a chance to get better with a guy that's on a short-term contract, hey, I think it's time to try. I think it's time to make a move.
Right. I'm with you partially on that. Right. My issue is with the DeRozan thing is not just that. My issue is cost. Right. So there are a lot of things associated with a trade, right? Like you don't just say, hey, take this, and then they give us DeRozan. What I saw on Twitter was Fournier, Grimes, and 2 first-round picks for DeMar DeRozan.
That might be the offer. You pull back one of those picks and they can take it. That's it.
Yeah, what I'm saying to the Bulls is no, I'm not giving you any future assets. I don't care if you want to rebuild. DeMar DeRozan's contract is about to expire. And you're not going to give 3 future assets for an expiring contract and then have him mess around and sign with Milwaukee and both teams are out of DeRozan and future assets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
then now the Knicks have to face DeRozan on another team without the future assets, and now the Bulls have to face Milwaukee with DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, as long as it's a reasonable, let's not negotiate in haste, right? If DeMar DeRozan is indeed the guy, I think he is, based on data. You know what I'm saying? Based on data, I think he is the guy. Let's do something reasonable, because at the one of the other things we have to keep into perspective too, Jay Boogie, is this, right? DeMar DeRozan is putting up these numbers on the worst team in the NBA, right? The record doesn't say Chicago is the worst team, but since they got off to a semi-decent start, they've been one of the worst teams in the NBA, them and the Pistons. And if DeMar DeRozan is doing that on a bad team, he's going to have to adjust when he gets to New York. And if the adjustment is, say, shots go down and assists go up, or if it's assists go down and defense goes up, then are we getting the same thing in New York that we saw in Chicago? No, because things change, right? So that's why I'm saying, in order for us to pay a quality price for a premium asset, I think we have to take into account what his fit is.
Well, I think Rosen will know how to fit. You know, he's over there with a bum team, but he's scoring buckets. You know what I'm saying? When you playing with a bum team, you're gonna chase numbers. That's what you're gonna do. But I believe Rosen is, you know what I'm saying, he's veteran enough, he's intelligent enough to come over here and switch his games to where he'll do what he have to do to chase wins. Over there, he's chasing numbers. He come over here, he have a chance to chase some wins and help this, you know what I'm saying, situation get to where we want to be, you know, as far as basketball turns, and making and making another print inside this NBA league. Because right now, you know, when a Madison Square Garden, you know, right now it's the fans that's holding the Madison Square Garden. Slightly with, you know what I'm saying, with now Brunson, still a little Julius, still with RJ. But people are not really scared, you know, really. They just know they have to deal with certain people when they come here. But more than anything, they know they're dealing with the fans. We need to start putting players in here that's going to make people, when they come in here, they fearing, instead of just wanting to come play here. No, I need to have fear over here now for the league. Anybody come over here, it's fear. You're not just playing a game. You're not just, you know, playing in front of the greatest people and the beautifulest in beautiful side in arena with the most fans. You're not just playing there no more. You playing against a team that's ready to knock your head off. And we need to start building towards that. We can't just keep shying away and looking for all these, like my man just said, looking for all these reasons, excuses on why not to make a move. How many times are we gonna be like, hold up? We did that. We did that with Donovan, because we thought we had him in the bag and we relaxed, and then slip behind back door, bang. You know what I mean? It's time for the office to go ahead and make a statement move. They have not done that yet. They made a statement signing, but a statement move is what we need to do. And I keep saying, they got something they got to prove too. Not just the Knicks players. The others got something to prove. They ain't got no new contract. They ain't got nothing new. They all up under the old contract looking for a new deal. And you do not get a new deal when you go into your last year of your contract. Everybody, we in the 4th year through the whole Leon situation, the 4th year. Something needs to be done now. Right now.
I'm with you, Jay Boogie. You know, when everyone thought, and I really honestly, when it comes to the Knicks, I get a little tired of, and I don't mean to be rude, I get a little tired of the fit conversation, only because we need ballers. We need ballers. You know, everyone said, you know, Grimes was the perfect fit. Grimes is doing very little for this team. He might fit, but So what? What is it doing for the Knicks? And sure, he might play some decent defense, but that perfect fit is not giving us what we need. We need ballers. People said the same thing about Jimmy Butler 4 years ago. He doesn't fit because he's not a great shooter. Can you imagine Jimmy Butler with Brunson right now? I mean, those are ballers. They learned how to. They get it done. They might not be the best shooters in the world, but they get it done. And I think DeMar DeRozan is one of those guys. And you know what? When you look at the type of player he is, his shots actually came down from last year, just by 1 or 2. But the shot attempts actually came down because I think he is a player. He wants to win. I know he wants to win. And by the way, he wanted to be in New York the last time that he got traded or went to the Bulls. He actually wanted to be in New York, but we wouldn't talk to him. We chose Fournier instead of him at that time because we were thinking about fit. And we were thinking about shooting, and we chose him. We chose him over. We chose Fournier over DeRozan. How did that work out? Everyone thought Fournier was the perfect fit because he could shoot, and he did shoot the lights out. But that fit didn't work out for the Knicks. It's time to get ballers and then put the fit pieces behind them or on the side of them. But we need ballers. Without ballers, we're just kidding ourselves.
Right. Let me see here. So, Paris, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris says DeRozan would be our second best offense performer. Bim. Yeah, hey man, I feel you. I understand. But what I'm saying to you is if we're going all in for a guy, is DeMar DeRozan the guy to go all in on?
But that's not all in, though, Freezie. I don't know if that's fair to say all in.
No. Here, but you didn't hear. But you didn't hear what I was. I'm talking about all in reference to the trade that was proposed on Twitter. I'm not saying all in proposed on what you were saying. What you're saying is go get DeMar DeRozan, right? Well, what I was referencing is the trade that was on Twitter, right? The Fournier, Grimes, and 2 first-round picks for DeMar DeRozan. Right. To me, when we start talking about moving draft picks, you're sending a signal to me, the Knicks fan, that this team is right at the cusp and we need to start getting guys because we feel like a DeMar DeRozan and maybe something else can get us over the hump. That's the signal you're sending me. Right. And based on the rhetoric that you're telling me from what I hear from you is that at some point we have to stop waiting and go make the move that get us closer to going all in. And I understand that also. I just am uncomfortable with trading away these first round picks for veteran guys because this would be the second year in a row that we traded a draft pick for a guy. And ironically, the first guy we traded a draft pick on plays the same position as DeMar DeRozan.
I hear you saying, Freezie, but if I'm not so sure if that report is real.
Is that fair? Is that fair or unfair?
I think it's fair to think about what something costs and what the value is and the cost benefit of any move. You got to look at the cost benefit, and considering he's only on a 1-year deal, I look at a guy like DeRozan. You take away one of those picks, or maybe if it's 2 of those protected picks that are going to be in the 20s, who cares? All we're going to do is trade them to move back in the draft anyway, so we can get 4 second-rounders anyway with this management, right? How many first-round picks have we actually traded away to either get rid of a player or to move back? No. Right. Give it up for a player. At least get a player out of the deal right now. It's the time for winning is now. The time for development was yesteryear. We're winning now. I don't care if Grimes needs.
So you just drew a line in the sand. You just drew a line in the sand, right? You just said basically what you're telling me is pick a direction and go is basically what I heard, right? Are we going to develop or are we going to go for a championship, right? And based on what you just said, I hear you saying go for this championship right now. And DeMar DeRozan is a piece that gets us closer.
He gets us. I absolutely believe he gets us closer. And I don't believe he's going to cost so much that he puts us in a position where we can't make moves later on. That's what's also very important. I'm not saying go all in for DeRozan and give up everything. I'm saying if it's going to be affordable, like two of these protected picks and Fournier, or Grimes a pick and Fournier, I'm with that. I'm 100% with that deal. I can tell you now, this guy's going to make an impact on the team. You know, when it comes to winning games, he's going to impact winning because he's a crunch time player. He's the guy you give the ball to down the stretch. I'd rather have him orchestrating the offense than Randall any day of the week. And this is not a knock on Randall. It's about a guy who can distribute and pass the ball well and is looking for more than just his shot. And I don't think, you know, Randall is just looking for his shot. I'm just saying I don't think Randall's the most capable passer in the world. So I would much rather have DeRozan at that spot.
Okay. So what's your starting lineup look like with him?
Just put Barrett and DeMar DeRozan. You know, it would be the wings on that team. Just Barrett and let them go. Because I think if you're a baller, you're a baller. And even when RJ's not shooting well, he's a baller that's going to the line this year. And I don't care. He's going to have bad shooting nights because he's not a shooter. He's a baller. And I think ballers are more important than having a skill set of just being a shooter. You know what I mean? A guy like DeMar DeRozan has never shot well his entire career, but it has not stopped him from being an all-star. It has not stopped him from winning games, and it hasn't stopped him from being a primetime player.
Jay Boogie, what makes y'all think that DeMar DeRozan is capable of turning this team into a championship contender?
Well, I think he brings us closer. I don't know about.
Yeah, I was asking Jay Boogie. I understand what you. I heard your point. I know where you stand at on it. I'm asking Jay Boogie though.
He's another solid piece that can remind the other ones that forget that we can go in this direction here. That's what DeRozan can bring to this team. He can help make sure we're steering in the right direction, making sure we ain't drifting off. You know what I'm saying? Because like right now, I'm greedy right now. I want that third seed. I know we better than Orlando, right? I want that Philly spot, right? And the Pacers. I need those spots. You know what I'm saying? But for me to really deal with these other two teams, Milwaukee and Boston, those two teams right there, I'm going to have another player like DeRozan. You know, when you're in the playoffs and that jump shot ain't going and you can't knock down those shots, you got somebody else that can, besides Brunson, they can put the ball on the floor and bust you. Get to the rack, get to the mid-range. And also, with getting to the rack or getting to the mid-range, you can't foul that dude. He knocking free throws down, too. So, you know, that's another type player that we need.
He knows how to draw fouls, too, by the way.
Exactly.
Right. And, you know, I hate, you know, if Grimes is in the situation, then he's in the situation. So be it. But we want to be fighting for a championship. And the best thing that can happen for us is this in-game tournament right now. Because next Tuesday, you're going to find out in another hostile environment, in a win-lose situation, what are you going to do on the road in somebody else's building? You're going to find that outcome next Tuesday. We already played Milwaukee. We've been in that building. We already know what it's like. RJ won't deal. You know what I'm saying? So we look for, you know, a little bit different momentum. But this is a test to find out inside this in-season tournament who is ready. Because if you can't handle this in-season tournament, you can't handle the big thing. You know what I'm saying? This right here is a perfect setup. And I love what Grimes doing. But, you know, like, you know, it was mentioned earlier on Twitter about, you know, have we forgot about the 48-minute game? No, I haven't forgot about that 48-minute game. He did his thing. But guess what? You know what I'm saying? Mitch can't score neither. But you forget about Mitch scoring because he is so dominant in other areas. If you're not scoring, you got to be dominant, dude. Where's your steals at? You know what I'm saying? I don't just want you to play face a man defense. I need you to be out there being a factor on that defensive floor. Like Mitch is. They scared of Mitch. But he's trying to lead the league. You know what I'm saying? Blocks. He's rebounding. He's doing all that. And God bless his heart, man, for what he did for Mr. Bob, man. Going back and bringing that man back over here and bringing him inside his home, man. Condolences to that man, his family, everything that happened in his situation, man. But Mitch is telling you that, I'm a different person. I got feelings, you know what I'm saying? I got a heart. And this is what you want amongst players, amongst this city and this team. You want people with a heart and a drive that wants to be here and dedicated to being here. But DeRozan, the way I'm hearing is he want to get over here. And we can't keep having guys say they want to come over here and don't go get them. We can't do that. We done did that already. You want to get over here, you need to find a way.
Is he CAA or clutch?
I don't even care.
I don't care either. I don't care either. But what I want to do, Jay, the reason why I ask is so that we can just debunk these rumors and gossip. You know what I'm saying?
It's Goodwin Management Group is his agent.
Okay.
I don't know who they are. But.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know either.
I'd be glad when all that's over with.
I just think it's time, considering the cost is not going to be that high, at least I don't think it would be. I just think it's time to make a move. I look at the move that, Toronto made when they got rid of DeRozan and brought in.
Would you just do quickly? Would you just do quickly for DeRozan straight up?
No. Quickly is a major part of this team, and Quickly is part of the future of this team. And he's too valuable.
So Quickly is, and I'm just asking. So you say Quickly is more valuable than Fournier, Grimes, and 2 first-round picks? Because that's the offer for DeRozan, and you could take all of that off the table and just offer Quickly instead, because they would be equal value. So are they equal value or no?
Was that the offer to them, or was that the suggested price?
No. This is gossip on Twitter.
Right.
The front offices don't let you know what they that. Like front offices don't tell you what they offered. You know what I'm saying?
If those picks are in the 20s, I mean that's a hefty price. If those picks are in the 20s, yes, I absolutely think that IQ is more valuable than that. A guy that can score 20 points a game, that can score 20 points a game. I'm not going to guess on whether these picks are going to turn out to be something. I just don't care. I don't care. Keep the player. We need players, not picks.
Would you trade RJ for him straight up?
No.
Okay. All right. So with that said, we're kind of in a state where we feel like we want to keep the team together as currently constituted and trade away fringe players that won't have an impact when DeRozan get here, right? Like when DeRozan gets here, Grimes ain't gonna play. Right? We already know that, right? So instead of keeping him here on our bench, then just send him over in the trade. The same thing with Fournier. When DeRozan gets here, Fournier is not going to play. So just send Fournier in the trade along with draft picks is what you're saying.
I would do that, especially if these draft picks we're talking about, all those protected picks that are in the 20s or the late teens and 20s. I would rather have Quickly. I would definitely rather have RJ than have Grimes, Fournier, and 2 of these late picks. Those late picks they're just not doing anything for us. And with this particular management, I see them trading away these picks anyway. So yes, I would rather.
Can I make an alternative offer to you?
Please.
Hey, Jay Boogie, I'm gonna play your joint in a little bit, but I gotta break it, okay?
What choice you got? Hey, what?
Huh?
How you
Yeah.
get some music?
I'm going to play this, bro. You ain't stopping me. I got it now. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna play it. And once you sent it to me, bro, it's mine. So I'm gonna play it. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway,
this is what we're talking about anyway. But yeah, man, go ahead, Freezie.
Yeah, I got you. But check this out. Would you just send the 2021 draft class and a second round pick for DeRozan? Would you send Grimes, Deuce, Rokas Jokibitis, and Jericho Sims and a second round pick to Chicago?
Right now?
For DeMar DeRozan.
Right now?
Right
now.
Is
flying. It's flying. It's not even FedEx. It's hurry up X.
Yo, Freeze. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I would put them dudes on the trailways. And for the old school cats, y'all know what the Trailways bus is. It was the bus. It was before Greyhound. You know what I'm saying? I will put them on a Trailways, bro, for DeMar DeRozan. And just real quick, so I gotta do something. So I gotta play a joint. It's requested by a bunch of our New York family. They want to hear this joint, so I'm gonna play this joint. And then I'm gonna take Ivory 10's DeMar DeRozan point and run with it. Ivory 10, be patient with me, right?
Cool.
Because I'm gonna take the point that you made and dress it up and absolutely run with it, right? But everybody, check out the breaking news remix by our brother J Boogie. Bim.
Daddy, are the Knicks gonna make a trade?
You say that like you got a podcast or something. I don't know, baby, but if they do, it's gonna be breaking news. It's a beautiful feeling, but I don't know if you got the same feeling like me. I know they don't want to see us make a move, but this here's a chess move, and I'm calling it a checkmate. I said I'm calling this a checkmate. This is the remix. Get 'em. Somebody tell me beg, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Jackson Henry, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Bill Pito, I need breaking news. Soon as it break, I'm breaking off with breaking news. Somebody tell Alan Hahn, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Ali Zerb, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Mike McNutt, I need breaking news. Soon as it break, I'm breaking off with breaking news. They keep telling me Boogie just remain calm. I need MSGS and Y after the Woj bomb. You heard it, I need MSGS and Y to break it down and pass it off to the podcast so we can chop it up in the street. They keep telling me Boogie just remain calm. I need MSGS and Y after the Woj bomb. The next trade, Leon bring us that superstar to go at this Captain Clutch in his prime point guard. All I see right now, orange and blue skies. The beat knocking them tremble with a little highs. I thought I told you already, yeah, the city lit. I'm out the window, the streets look like a movie script. Around me, I'm secured, bunch of Knicks fans. Shout out to Live, they playing over in Brooklyn. I feel like Lionel when he left from the Commodores. That fade side, Joe Clark got them chain doors. I know you feeling like really, yeah, the truth hurts. Across the street, MSG, that's the network. I'm like Miss Fatton and Whitehead, ain't no stopping. The game on, tell them that you Nick watching. Somebody tell Ian Beg, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Jackson Henry, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Bill Pito, I need breaking news. Soon as it break, I'm breaking off with breaking news. Somebody tell Alan Hahn, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Ali Zerb, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Mike McNutt, I need breaking news. Soon as it break, I'm breaking off with breaking news. The playoffs come this year, we showing no fear. Signal them out, the Brunson burner, this the new gear. That new wave, but they say we ain't cool no more. Katie just joined his third team, but that ain't cool no more. New York City, we ain't back, we ain't never left. Just stay away from Jay Reed when he ain't on my F's. I'm so impressed way we doing our thing outside in every gym. Kids playing with that Spalding. The best column so far that's on a Nick page. Came from 21 down, that's on a Nick page. How you leave from your 4-seat and think we lose when we don't care about Riley with the shiny shoes? That orange blue right now, such a pretty view. You look around, we taking over the YouTube. That Nick Love, we the best on the podcast. Monopoly money, 200 every time we go fast. Somebody tell Ian Beg, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Jackson Henry, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Bill Pito, I need breaking news. Soon as it break, I'm breaking off with breaking news. Somebody tell Alan Hahn, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Ali Zerb, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Mike McNutt, I need breaking news. Soon as it break, I'm breaking off with breaking news. I hope you're feeling like I'm feeling, cause I'm feeling like something is about to happen. And when it do, we all gonna celebrate it. We gonna break news all over the place, from MSG to networks, to SNY, to all the podcasters. If you down with us, then be down. If not, you gonna get remixed. This is the remix.
Yo, that is the breaking news remix by our homeboy J Boogie. J Boogie, the closer in the building, putting his foot in it. J Boogie, that joint is fire, bro. That joint is like fire. That's like a workout joint. I'm gonna put that joint on my playlist, man, so I can work out to that joint. That joint is fire, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got called out. No, I got called out in Atlanta, man. I got called out. Guess who called me out, man? Shout out to her, man. Monica McNutt called me out. Yeah, I saw her, she was doing the broadcast. She was like, Boogie, what's up? I thought we were gonna do a breaking news video. I was like, you know what? You're right. But since it didn't get that touch like it should have did, I took it back in the studio, washed it, brought it back out, we're gonna shoot that video. But I wanted you to highlight a couple of different things. I wanted to let it be known what we want from Leon. I wanted to let it be known. Yeah, Stephen A., we saw you sneak up out of here. Yeah, I wanted to be known. Yeah, Kevin, we know you on your third team. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be known that we're waiting on some breaking news. And when it break, with the Woes bomb situation that I got going on with the Woes bomb, we know Woes get it first. We respect that. But after you get it, I need MSG and SNY to break it down. And like I said, pass it off to the podcasters. We're going to chop it up for the streets. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we rock. Now, Woes, you can tell me anything about any other team. But when it comes to the Knicks team, I only want to hear from the fans.
Yeah, we got to hear.
You know what I'm saying? It's got to be in that order.
We got to hear from Dexter
SNY
Henry.
podcast.
Yeah, we got to hear Ian Bigley, Dexter Henry. We got to hear them, but yeah, we got to hear from our people, man. Bill Pito, Wally Zerbiak, Alan Hahn, Monica McNutt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but yeah, man, that joint is fire, bro. But Ivory 10, I ain't forgot about you, bro.
I appreciate you. No, that was that's hot. That's hot. Bug, I'm waiting for you to blow up, kid. I'm waiting to see you perform over at the Garden. I come down to the Garden and see you over there.
Yeah, man.
That's in negotiation works right now. It's in negotiation works right now. We trying to get that situation done real soon, man.
Yes,
that's just a warm up. I pushed it back, really because of my brother and everything. And appreciate everybody showing the love for me and my family and everything about what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? So I pushed everything back a little bit, but the album is done. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna drop it, you know what I'm saying, on probably January 1st, 2024. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably just gonna drop it right there. But breaking news, I needed to do that right now because it's a lot of news going on, but we want some breaking news. We stop talking to us and do something. So
I'm gonna call you after this too, J Buggy, because I need your help with something, and I think you need my help with something, and so I'm gonna call you just for a few minutes. But Ivory 10, I ain't forgot about you, bro. Here's the thing about the DeMar DeRozan thing that I think a lot of Knicks fans, including yourself, right? I'm calling Ivory 10 out face to face. I'm not saying this behind his back. Like, you're not gonna see me call Ivory 10 out on Twitter. That's not what I'm doing. I'm gonna say it while he right here on the screen. I think what Ivory 10 misses, right? And the DeMar DeRozan thing is the impact in games. Like, we can analyze this, right? Like Rakim says, I think he said, analyze me, surprise me, but you can't magnetize me, something like that from back in the day, right? Something like that from back in the day, right? So here's the thing. I don't think it comes down to that. I think the DeMar DeRozan impact simply comes down to, in those game 5s on the road, in those game 6s at home, must-win games, and when you have DeMar DeRozan across the thing from Jason Tatum, right? When you have DeMar DeRozan across from Chris Middleton, right? When Randall is trying to hold his own against Giannis, and you need a small forward, right, that can hold his own against these beasts in the playoffs. See, we missed that last season. All we needed against Miami was one other guy to be consistent and step up. But we couldn't, because Randall had a low ankle sprain and high ankle sprain in the same ankle, right? He had it up in his ankle and right on top of his foot. That man couldn't move. You had Quentin Grimes with a shoulder sprain and a rolled ankle. You had Josh Hart with a rolled ankle. You had Emmanuel Quickly missing games because Bam Adebayo dove on his ankle, right? So now you got Jalen Brunson on a rolled ankle. Also against a mostly healthy Miami Heat team, right? RJ Barrett, I had been struggling with injuries all year. And so what I'm telling you is see, it's not about the guys at the bottom or the guys at the middle, right? When you get to the playoffs, it's about the guys at the top, right? Can DeMar DeRozan be our best player when our other best players don't have it, right? And what I'm telling you is yes, because guys like DeMar DeRozan at age 34 and is a pending free agent, he's got everything on the line, right? He can't go in the playoffs and have a bad playoff because his career be over. If DeMar DeRozan go into the playoffs and disappear, he a journeyman for the rest of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if he goes into the playoffs and he's dominant, then people are lining up to cut the check. Right? So what I'm saying to you is, does DeMar DeRozan take into account these playoff games? Are these games high leverage games for DeMar DeRozan? Absolutely. Because he's thirsty for a championship, and it's also about him surviving in the league. Because if he gets to the playoffs and disappear, ain't nobody signing a 34, 35-year-old wingman that blah, blah. Y'all know the story, right? But if he helps the Knicks get to the Eastern Conference Finals, if we get to the Eastern Conference Finals and against a Milwaukee team that can't guard wing players, now the DeMar DeRozan thing makes sense. But I'm saying to you on December 1st and not in the springtime, right? So if that is what we're getting from DeMar DeRozan, then you absolutely do the deal, even if you got to give up those protected first round picks, right? But the thing about that though is if we are not getting that and we give up our future for a dude that next summer is going to be a journeyman, it's going to look like the worst trade we ever made.
I don't think so.
What side of that am I on? Like I gave you the two sides to it, right? And I know you're going to ask me, Uncle Freezie, what side of it are you on? Which side do you believe? I believe that DeMar DeRozan will slice and dice Jason Tatum in the playoffs with R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson and Emmanuel Quickley, right? That's what I believe, right? And but what I'm saying is this. I believe that, right? But I also believe that putting the future at risk is maybe a bridge too far for me. I'm all the way there with you. I just can't cross the street. I got to pull some of those draft picks back, bro.
How do you, and if it's two of those protected ones, I might be able to go along with it. I'll tell you, because if they're going to be 18, 20, 25, if it's the Bucks pick, it's 29, you know? My thing is, what about this trade says to you that it puts our future in danger? Just as stated, what you said, what about that makes you feel like we would be potentially giving up the future?
Because you're trading a 23-year-old and you're trading.
Are we talking about Grimes?
Yeah. And you're trading 2 first-round picks. Now, the thing is, I would rather offer the second or the third or the fourth. The fourth one, when I said trade the 2021 draft class, I would rather do that in a second-round pick, right? I'm talking about Grimes, Deuce McBride, who I love by the way. Deuce, if you watch it, it's nothing personal. I love Deuce McBride, right? Deuce McBride would go somewhere where he can play every night, right? Rokas Jokubaitis, who is never coming to play the Knicks, because we already have Quickley and Brunson. He's never coming over, right? But you send him to Chicago where he gets a kind of open pathway to play, and Jericho Sims, who can play every night, and a second-round pick. You're giving them 4 players and a second-round pick. I think that's more than enough for a guy that's going to be 35 and a pending free agent.
You know what's really strange is, and I know this is off topic, and I won't go there. I don't need to dive deep into it, but why doesn't a 6'5" point guard work for this team? I don't know why they can't get Jokubaitis over here. I mean, the guy's 6'5". He can guard twos. With that, he's exactly the kind of big guy we're looking for to be the distributor and allow Brunson to play defense against a point guard. You know, I don't get it. I don't know why we avoid these big point guards when we love to get these 6'3.5", players that are always twingers, but we never really get that true distributor. And Jokubaitis is a true distributor. That guy can pass. He's a baller.
Yeah, he can pass. He can his instincts. He has the instincts of a passer, right? And it's like it's the difference between Jeff George and Peyton Manning. Like one dude is blessed with arm talent, and the other dude is blessed with passing instincts. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. Jay Boogie, I'm not against a DeMar DeRozan trade, right? I'm for it. As a matter of fact, I'm pounding the table for it. The more that we go into the DeMar DeRozan discussion, I think the time is right now, right? The thing that I fear though is giving up that stuff and failing, and then the Knicks sliding backwards into mediocrity. That's what I'm fearing. Because Evan Fournier's money is coming off the books regardless, bro. You know what I'm saying? That money, we're not picking up the team option on Evan Fournier this summer. So why not trade him for DeMar DeRozan? Right? The $29 million is coming off the books regardless.
And
or whatever the money is.
Don't you get the impression that this team has moved on from trying to bring in young players, and they're really all about bringing in winning players? They want to win right now, and that's why I think they gave up that pick for Josh Hart, which I don't think anyone else would have done, right? But we looked at him as a winning piece and a winning player, and that's fine. So we gave up that first round pick. If we have picks that are even later than that pick that we gave up for Josh Hart, I don't see how that's really hurting our future. I'm not even sure that the organization values those picks. You know, I mean, we traded away, what was it, pick number 12 or 11 the last year, or 10 a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if we don't value pick number 10, how do we value pick number 25 and 29? Give up those picks and get a baller in New York. Get a baller here, another guy.
But they did that already. They gave up number 10 so they can get Jalen Brunson and Hartenstein here. So they've proven to you that they'd be willing to trade first round picks to get valuable contributors here. They traded away the pick that's wound up being a 6'8" power forward that can defend and shoot the three for Josh Hart. Right? They've proven that they can do that. You know what I'm saying? They've proven that they would do it. The thing with the Knicks, though, is I think the Knicks are probably gauging the market to see what the asking price is. And before they jump out of the window and overpay, just want to ensure that they pay fair market value. And I would give up the 2021 draft class. No disrespect to Sims and Deuce, because I like both of them. I like both of them a lot. But you would trade them somewhere where they could go play, right? So they could play every night. You know what I'm saying? And bring in DeMar DeRozan. So when me and Jay Boogie are up here on the live stream and it's game 6 and the score is 88-88 early in the fourth quarter, and our team need buckets, we have DeMar DeRozan, Randall, and Brunson. And even if DeRozan is not our savior, right? Because he won't be, but he will keep defenses honest and off of Jalen Brunson and Randall. Now you can't send that stupid double team to double Randall and then have him over there overthinking and then throwing the ball and Jay Boogie lap, you know what I'm saying, during the game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Or you trap it. You can't trap Jalen Brunson up top and force the ball back around the perimeter. Now the shot clock running down. You keep the floor balanced. I think adding talent is a good thing. Right? Yeah, it's just the price.
It's just the price.
Yeah, I'm like for instance, I'll give you an example, right? I like to drive big BMWs, right? That's what I like to drive, right? Or Mercedes. Mercedes is my preference, right? But I already understand what my budget is. I can't drive Maybachs, right?
And Freezie almost hit me in Atlanta with his BMW too, y'all. Once y'all, yeah, we waiting on him to come. We outside shivering, waiting for him to come in. He come in there. He come up a 15-mile zone area doing about 47, not 45, 2 miles faster. He's gonna bend a hard. He like to hit Jay Boogie, y'all, with that BMW.
I was listening to Nas though, bro.
I was gonna sue the podcast. I won't go sue your insurance. I will go sue the podcast.
Yeah, but hey, so Ivory, you understand what I'm saying, right? Like I understand the limits of my spending. Like I already know what my budget is, right? You know what I'm saying? And so if you're the Knicks, I think you have to understand that also. Like you have to understand the limits, right? Because think about it, you pay all that stuff and then you pay DeMar DeRozan, right? And then say we do make the NBA finals, right? Say we make the NBA finals, but then excuse me, DeMar DeRozan leaves and signed with the Lakers because he's from LA.
All right.
Right. So you just paid that much for a rental.
Wonderful. Because I don't think those two late picks and Grimes, you know, I personally, I think a run at a championship is worth that. I think it's absolutely worth that. You know, and
Okay.
you know, Grimes, when he's in, you know, if he goes over to Chicago, he'll get a lot more time. He'll be able to play, and maybe he'll develop into something. And those two picks, I just can't even think about picks anymore. Not with this organization. Even last year during the draft, people are like, who do you want? I'm like, I'm not even going to look at the draft. I'm not looking at it because I don't want to get involved in it and then have the organization just trade it away or not even bother. So I'm just not worried anymore about picks. The time for development is over. The time for winning is now. And I'm a true believer in winning right now.
All right. So what else?
It's New Jack City, man. It's New Jack City.
Them.
And Brunson is Nino Brown. And he's on the roof right now talking to Grimes. Grimes is G Money. I'm on the run, G. G Money think we can go back and do. No, we can't do it. But I'm gonna show you how we can make this right. I gotta get rid of Grimes. Because you want to go back and start something all over, and it's not the same. Keisha, dead. Gunner Man, dead. Who are those? Frank Nikita, Kevin Knox, they gone. They dead. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our youths and guys that we draft, they didn't pan out. You know what I'm saying? Obi, he not here no more. Them guys is gone. But the three that have panned out is Quickly, RJ, and Mitch. It's time to put the right, you know what I'm saying, solid pieces around these guys so we can go. Everybody that we don't draft it. Am I in the Matrix?
No, I think it's Freezie in the Matrix.
Okay. Everybody that we drafted didn't get developed. And Tom done a great job developing those three. He done a great job. IQ, RJ, only thing slowing RJ down now is the little injury he had. RJ was on a mission this year.
Right.
And Mitch become, you know what I'm saying, Sasquatch. You know what I'm saying? 2024 version that Marvin Webster never was. You know, so but everybody can't develop. So I feel you. I'm done with draft. We already got our young core. We got to put the middle-aged people around it. And DeRozan's aside. Only thing that ever stopped DeRozan was LeBron. And that's a hellified statistic to say that's the only person that stopped me. LeBron was the only one that was stopping DeRozan. That was it. But gotta make a move, man. I gotta get inside this barbershop, man. I gotta get a fresh
I just think
take,
you gotta take a chance at some point. You gotta make a move at some point. You gotta do something.
One more chance. Leon, give me one more chance. Yeah, we're gonna remix that big.
I think those draft picks are Chris Rock asking for how much for one wing. That's what I think about those drafts.
I'm with you, but that's not where I'm going. That's not what I'm going with it. Like Ivory, I'm not saying that we should be hoarders.
In the barbershop, y'all.
All right, boss.
Peace and love. Shout out to the chat. See y'all after the game. Salute. 3 capital S.
Be safe out there, bro. Yeah, but nah, man, Ivory, listen, man. I'm not saying that hoard the assets for the sake of telling people you have this many assets. What I'm saying is manage those assets properly. Whereas when you bring in DeRozan, think about when you bring in DeRozan, what I would also do is bring in another veteran off the bench, right? For instance, be able to bring in a stabilizer like a Ish Smith, right? Ish Smith should be cheap, right? We should be able to get Ish Smith from Charlotte for nothing, right? Bring in a Taj Gibson veteran on the bench, right? Because when you do those multiple for one trades, right? Like say for instance, if you do trade the 2021 draft class for DeRozan, right? You got to fill 3 roster spots, right? Or 2 roster spots because you'll get DeRozan back. Now you got to fill with two other guys. Do you bring in young guys? Do you bring in veterans? Well, if you're going all in, like you said, should you bring in veterans? I would.
Right, you bring in a winner. That's what you bring in, a winner. You bring in a guy like that. What was that Lakers backup power forward? He plays like a small ball center. Jared Vanderbilt, a guy like that, a guy hustle guy. You know, a bigger version of Josh Hart who can guard and be a little bit more flexible potentially. But you just you look at guys like that, a guy like Ish Smith. Of course, I just don't see how another guard gets any time on the team. That's the only thing. And even though he's a better game general. He's a better general on the floor. I just don't know if he would get more, get a lot of time, with a guy like this.
But do you bring him in here for that, or do you bring him here for the veteran leadership?
I think you bring him for the veteran leadership.
Right. That's the reason why I said Ish Smith specifically, because Ish Smith doesn't have to play every night. Taj Gibson won't have to play every night, but you bring him in for that veteran leadership, because if you're talking about pursuing a championship, right? If you're talking about pursuing a championship, is that not what you need? A guy that has been there and seen it all. So when you in certain situations, you're thinking like, do I put Quickly here in this uncertain situation for these 3 minutes, or do I put Ish Smith here? Ish Smith, right? Ish Smith, right? Like when they start trapping Brunson. When they start scrambling, trapping DeRozan and Brunson, do you put Quickly on the floor, or do you bring in Ish Smith? Ish Smith, right? Because Ish Smith has been there and seen it all. Does it mean that Quickly is situational? No, you still play Quickly, right? But the thing is you have other options. You have more roster flexibility and less certainty, right? Like sometimes you put Grimes in the game, certain lineups. You're like, man, Grimes, Hart, and DiVincenzo are out here at the same time. I wonder what's going to happen, right? But you put Ish Smith in that situation. You already know that Ish Smith is going to make the Knicks dictate to the opponent what wants to happen, as opposed to being reactionary.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of missed that floor general a little bit. We all know that Brunson is the man out there and he can get his. I'm just not, I just want to see someone kind of control the game. You know what I'm saying? I want to see someone control the game a little bit better. We don't really have that yet on this team. I think we could use it, especially in the playoffs where things get tight and everyone starts to go a little one-on-one and the passing stops. We need someone that's going to slow everything down and get everybody organized and get the team back playing the right way.
Organized.
I don't know if we have that.
Here is my alternative. Right. Here is what I'm asking. If you bring in DeMar DeRozan, go get Malcolm Brogdon. Is that too much to ask?
I just don't know Brogdon. He's not the right guy, Freezie. I don't think. He's good, but I don't know. I don't see a place for him. That's the only thing. I don't see a place for him.
You don't see a place for Brogdon?
No, if we had a DeRozan, right? We're talking about on top of DeRozan, right? We're not talking about instead of.
No. We're talking about supplementing DeRozan.
Oh, you mean him instead of DeRozan?
No, I'm saying Quickly and DeRozan off the bench instead of DiVincenzo and or Josh Hart.
Yeah,
because ultimately, I think you're getting a better 3-point shooter, a more proven veteran, just as good defense, and a quality human being / leader.
It's not a bad move. I think he's probably going to cost more than a DeRozan. He's a guy that would probably cost a little bit more than the DeRozan.
Yeah, he's at 22 million. But you're talking about cost in terms of salary, not cost in terms of acquisition price.
No, I mean assets. Like, it wouldn't just be money. I think they would probably require more picks and more talent for a guy like him as opposed to a guy like DeRozan who's in his last year.
But that's the reason why when you mentioned it at first, I said, you got to make sure or ensure that you pay the right price because of having the assets later on to go get another guy. Remember when I said, I'm with you, I'm just not ready to cross the street? The reason why I said that is because of I want to save assets to go get another guy too, because you can't be almost all in, right? Like you hear how that sound? Chat, y'all hear that sound? I'm almost all in. There's no such thing as almost all in. Either you're all in or you're not, right? Right. So my point is this: if we are all in, like Ivory 10 says, and I'm there with them, I think he convinced me, right? And I hate that. I love wanting to bring my point to be the point, but Ivory 10 convinced me. So give him. I want to give him credit and people in the chat credit for laying out a persuasive argument, right? Get a shout out to Ivory 10 in the chat for the people that had a persuasive argument, right? My thing though is if you go all in, in my opinion, you have to go all in, right? Not I'm just want to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, because if not, you could just grow the team organically and get there eventually.
Right. But maybe, we like to hope so. But what I think also, Freezie, is this move is sort of like a Knicks move. And I would say it's the kind of move this Knicks management team makes, right? It's not the move where you're giving up so much, and it's not the big move, and it's also not the move that makes you feel like you're all in, because you definitely still have lots of resources to go make more moves. This move does not keep us from making other moves. It just is a move that makes us better by giving up a guy that's not really playing well, a guy that doesn't play at all, and 2 picks who could be flops. We picked at number 8 and we picked a flop, or a guy that we didn't value so much so that we gave him away for 2 late round second picks. So, I'm just not even thinking about picks anymore. If we can get a dog, if we can get another dog, that's more valuable, I think, than these picks, and of course, and Grimes, unfortunately.
Okay. Would you consider Patty Mills? No.
I see guys like that being super tough, and a guy that can help us in the crunch time and the big games, and the guy that's not scared of the moment. Right. I'm just not sure. I don't know where all these tough little dudes play. I don't. I just don't. I mean, I certainly don't want him playing over quickly. Right. I don't want him playing over RJ. I don't even want him playing over Hart or even DiVincenzo. I think DiVincenzo is a guy that is really pushing for that starting lineup. I really do. I really think he's pushing for it. So if I don't see him playing over those dudes, then I don't want him.
Okay. I'm scrolling through point guards and salaries right now to see if we can find one that's cheap. But yeah, man, I honestly believe that if you get a DeRozan, you have to add other pieces to go with them, specifically 3-and-D guys. Hard Will is in the building. What's good, man? Yeah, I don't know. I'm in a tough space with it, man. I would do the DeMar DeRozan deal. I just have to bring in a veteran, another veteran, because the all in debate automatically tells me that we're not waiting on people to develop no more, right? If we're all in, we're absolutely all in, and if we're all in, it's damn the torpedoes. We're not wasting, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We gotta. Everybody is all hands on deck, right? For this championship run, right? And I don't know. Is okay. So if you just get DeMar DeRozan, are you a championship contender?
Maybe.
Oh no, man. So you're saying make the maybe trade?
Yeah, because it's not costing us anything. I don't care about these 2 late first round picks, and I don't think the management cares about 2 late first round picks. I don't. We're not giving up anything that's going to hurt us, in my opinion. We're just adding something. We're not really giving up anything.
if we do that, what you mentioned, the Grimes, the Fournier, and the 2 firsts, I would insist that the Knicks also get Alex Caruso.
That would be
Got
great.
got to have him. Got to have him.
That'd be
It's a
great.
non-starter for me, right?
That'd be great.
We got to have him and Caruso, bro. If they counter with anything else, I'm walking away because I think that's too much.
And I think those 2 picks have got to be protected picks and or late pick. They can't be our unprotected picks. If they're going to be 2 of these protected picks from some of these other teams that almost never come follow through anyway, then sure.
Right.
But if they're unprotected picks, then it's got to be 1. There's no way I'm giving.
There's no way I'm giving them 2. Right. And yeah. With that said, if we add them, and then you have a quickly Caruso, Hart, DiVincenzo, Hartenstein coming off the bench, I think that's a championship level bench.
I think we have a championship level bench or close to it right now. I really do. I think one little small upgrade in that starting lineup makes us close to being contenders. It's tough to say. It's just tough to say the Knicks are contenders. Maybe that's why I'm not saying it, because it's just tough and it's been so long since you've been able to say it. But it's a step in the right direction that doesn't hurt our future, and it doesn't hurt us now. I mean, it really doesn't, in my opinion. And you still got that money coming off the books next year if he doesn't resign. So you still got the money.
Right.
So
the only hiccup is next summer you'd have to sign quickly to an extension and DeMar DeRozan to an extension.
Maybe if DeRozan performs, then do it. Who cares?
Then do it, right?
I don't want to talk about money. Every other team has got 3 guys making $40, $50 million. The Knicks don't have 1 guy making $30 million. I just don't want to hear about money anymore from this team. We got cheap players on good contracts. It's time to make a move. And if that move is going to get us closer to a ring or a chip, pay the man, pay the money. And quickly listen, maybe they just wanted the flexibility when it came to quickly, but I'll be damned if we can't pay a guy that came out of our own system that's performing like this. If we can't pay him because of money, then we've got problems. Then we're not doing something right.
Then we got a bunch of problems, but quick ain't one. I understand what
quickly
you're saying.
Ain't one, that's for sure.
Right. Yeah, man. I'm all in on the DeRozan thing. Then, in that scenario that you laid out. In general, it still has to grow on me, but in that scenario that you outlined, like, isn't it about time for us just to go all in? And with that mindset, then I'd be like, okay, I'm all in for DeRozan. But
I think it's time for us to do it, but I don't think DeRozan is the all-in move. He's just a part of the move right now. Like I don't think he's a guy that would even be considered as an all-in move because he's not costing us all-in type assets. You know what I mean? If we're not giving up an RJ or a Quickly, a Brunson or a Mitch or a Randall, then that's really not an all-in move. I think an all-in move is going to require us to come off of somebody in that group.
That's interesting. Do you have an all-in move in mind?
An all-in move for me, I'm a DeMar DeRozan guy. I'm ready to go all in on him. Another move that I think was crucial, that would have been a major deal and a great move for us. I really would have loved that Paul George move, depending on the cost, of course. I didn't understand why people didn't want to pay him his salary that he has right now. Maybe it was just his group trying to extend him. But, I honestly don't mind the current contract that he's on because – after this year, you definitely want more time. You don't want to just have him as a rental because he's going to cost you more than DeMar DeRozan. He'll cost you a lot more. So that move is more of an all-in move than I think a DeMar DeRozan. But that was a move I was ready to make. And maybe it's just because I'm impatient and I'm getting old that I want to see us do something. But I just think every other team is making these moves to get better. And what are we doing? I know we're getting better by, just growth because we were young, and we're getting better just because we're growing. But, listen, eventually we're going to hit a wall. And what do we do then? So how about before we hit the wall, we make some more moves? How about we do something?
Right. That's interesting. That's interesting, man. Chat, what do y'all think, chat? Chat, tell me what y'all think, man. Just really quick, chat. Tell me what y'all think before the troublemakers jump in and start stirring the pot.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you.
Oh boy, the troublemakers just came from out of nowhere. Oh boy, the instigators. Wiz, what's good, bro?
What up, peeps? What up? Salute. You guys are rocking it hard, man. I like that. So yeah, trouble is here, man. Trouble is here.
Them. How are you feeling about Demar Derozan, bro?
Yeah, that's how I want to chime in right now. So first, I'm gonna contradict one statement. Those protected picks from what, Washington and Detroit are not
Bucks.
late 20s and mid 20 round picks, right?
Right.
First of all, they either conveying to second rounders, or more than likely those teams will barely make the playoff someday, and they could be late teens.
Yeah,
So
they'll be
probably
somewhere between 15 and 20. Yeah,
exactly. I think one of them even go down to 12 next year or something.
right.
So we could get, mid-teens. So our pick, if we get those guys, could be not just late 20 round picks, could be pick number 30. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what pick number 30 means?
We won the championship.
There we go. So our unprotected pick could be pick number 30. So if we think this could get us there, that's 27, 28, 29, 30, that our pick is going to be. Our unprotected pick will be late 20s or number 30. So, in fact, our pick could be less valuable than those protected picks. I just want to put that out there. So we're really clear that we're not just saying our pick is like valuable because it's unprotected.
No, we agreed that we'd give up one of them, Wiz. We just didn't want to give up two unprotected picks.
No, I'm not saying that our pick, no, you don't want to give up our protected pick. Our own pick.
I don't want to give up one. I don't want to give up two unprotected picks, is what I said.
But you don't give up our own, but you eliminated ours completely, our own pick.
We only have ours that are unprotected. I don't think we have anybody else's that are unprotected.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to give up our own unprotected. You said that's not going to happen.
No, I said I don't want to give up two. I don't mind giving up one unprotected.
Okay. So, but how about the protected picks? You don't mind giving those away, right?
I'll give up two of those, sure.
Yeah, I don't care. I give up all those protected picks. I'm just saying, but what I'm saying is I just don't want to do it for DeRozan. Y'all feel me?
I understand, but I'm just saying those protected picks.
Like if we were trading for Giannis, I would give up all them protected picks.
Every last one of them.
If we were talking about somebody, if we were talking about Jokic, all them protected picks can go. All of them.
But
all of them, bro.
Picks, but I'm just saying the protected picks could be more valuable than ours.
I understand, Wiz. We understand.
So I'm just saying I don't want to rule out giving our unprotected up
because of value. Because of value.
Right. So the valuation is we could be number 30, and then Washington messes up and makes the playoffs, and they end up, we get
being picked number 16.
Number 16, exactly.
And then 16 to be more valuable than 30.
Precisely. So that's why I don't want to rule out, try to hold on to our own picks like it's that valuable when we're going to, be number 28, 29, or 30.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So that's my first statement. Now, DeRozan, for that current deal, like you guys are saying, with those limitations of the number of picks with Fournier and Grimes, he convinced me too, man. I was hesitant a little bit. Not as much as you were, Freezie. But get on board. I'm aboard. I'm aboard that deal. I'm aboard that trade right now. Let's make that deal happen. Now, throwing Caruso in the mix is my fear. Because now Caruso in the mix means we got to look at a 10-man rotation for that bench. And that's where...
Do you?
If we get Caruso who gonna give up for Caruso?
You can add one of your current rotational players.
Right?
Because if you're getting you could do 2 rotational players for 2 rotational players, right?
Right, but who's the other one other than so we get Grimes, Fournier, and throw somebody in there. Nova boy? What?
Hartenstein.
Our center.
Yeah.
Backup center.
Yeah, because he makes the 9, right? That would complete the 29 million.
Dang.
Right. And I know what Knicks fans are saying. Knicks fans will be like, yeah, but we'll be so small. Right. I know.
And we'll have no true backup for power forward or center.
Right.
Except for Sims, a young.
But you would have a hell of a perimeter defense, though, bro.
Oh man,
you would have one hell of a perimeter defense.
I love the concept. I love the idea. But
And then that way you can get some. And Wiz, here's the thing, right? Is that for me? Thank you.
Damn, Miss Smoker takes care of you, son. Dang.
Yeah, bro. You gotta
learn get some notes. And I've been married longer than you have.
And she just randomly she just heard my voice and just bought me some tea.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. But anyway, that's because she's first gen Caribbean. You wouldn't know nothing about that, bro.
So. True that.
But here's the thing though, Wiz. Here's the thing that with that. Now, I'm not for the trading Hartenstein. I'm not for going smaller, but man, if you could see a lineup with Brunson, quickly, RJ, DeRozan, Randall, in certain situations where Randall can take advantage of being at the 5, that way DeRozan has Randall at the 5 gives DeRozan the most spacing he's ever had in his career. Ever.
Hey.
And if you can imagine DeMar DeRozan ISOing against other teams' small forwards. Now, I already know Ivory's. No, man. I know Ivory don't want to do it, right? He's like, man, you know what I'm saying? Man, DeRozan, man, But, man, listen, if we want to take advantage of what DeRozan does, space the floor. Give that man room to operate, right? You want to take advantage of what Brunson does, space the floor. Give that man room to operate.
I'd like to see him running with that second team, that bench team.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that Knicks fans don't understand, don't get. NBA teams nowadays don't play 4 big men anymore.
True.
Right? They play 3 big men, right? They play big. Now, who would be our third big, though? It would be the question, right? Because you have Mitch and Randall. Who would be our third big?
Jacob Toppin.
Jericho Sims?
I know.
Sims ain't ready. Sims ain't
ready.
ready.
He's not ready. Yep.
Yeah.
Toppin's
I don't know.
Ready.
I don't know.
How do we get?
It's a lot of speculation, though.
Right, but you want Caruso too, though. I mean, how do we get Caruso? And
no, I only want Caruso if you're giving away the 2 protected picks.
I know, but how do we match salaries with him, though?
He make $9 million. Hartenstein, we just mentioned that.
Oh, okay. So Fournier and Grimes matches DeRozan.
Yeah, because it's you only need a 5% difference.
Right, exactly. And then
iHeart
gets us Caruso.
Yeah.
I think you can't give up Hartenstein right now.
For Caruso?
You know why? Because I think Hartenstein is super valuable to this bench. I think he's very, very valuable to the bench, and he provides that backup for Mitch, who could go down at any moment.
That's not fair. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But by the way, I think DeRozan, by the way, because you start off Freezer with the premise that DeRozan is 26%
26% usage.
usage rate, 26%.
Yes.
Randall and Brunson are 27 each or something.
Yeah, and it fluctuates. It goes up and down wildly depending on matchups.
But Mitch is like a 2%. So
yeah,
the numbers actually work out if those guys all average 24 each, and Mitch can get his 2 to 4% with a little room to spare.
I don't think they're gonna average that though, bro. They ain't gonna average that.
I
think what you'll see RJ
DeRozan
Barrett's usage rate decrease immensely.
Well, I'm just saying that if we try to keep the egos in check, and one day gets 28, one day goes 20, they all play around there. Because like Middleton and Drew Holiday, by the way, they took their usage rate down, both of them, voluntarily almost, it looks like. I mean, that's the maturity of those cats, where they're like, oh, I got KP, I got Jalen, I got Tatum. They're like, Drew is like, yo, man, I'm good. Unless you need me. And Milton was the same way. I was watching the games with Dame. I mean, he's like, if you need me, I'll throw 14 points up, but if you don't, or I'll throw 20 up if you need me, but if you don't, I'm okay with 8 to 12, So that's what I'm talking about. I think DeRozan is at a point in his career that hopefully he's like that as well, where he may be okay with 18% and 20% at times.
He's got all his career eggs in one basket, bro.
Exactly.
If DeMar DeRozan comes here, he's got all his career eggs in one basket. Where if he drops that basket and breaks all those eggs, he's Rudy Gay, right?
And personally, I don't want.
But if he does take advantage of the situation, right, and shines in a situation, then he extends his career at least 2 or 3 years.
Tommy DeVito, baby.
Yeah. Mets, what's good, bro?
What's up, Mets?
Not much freezing, but as I was gonna say, if DeRozan comes here with his eggs all in one single basket, I don't want him because it's just basically us trading away draft capital for yet another one-trick pony.
No, it's not a one-trick, man, Matt. It's not one trick.
Well, the way you were listening to it when I hopped in, you were speaking, and it was when it didn't sound like DeRozan's a one-trick pony. I mean, we've been hearing this scuttlebutt about the Knicks trading with Chicago to get either DeRozan or Levine for what, a year or two now?
True.
If they're going to pull the trigger, they have to do it. I don't see them pulling the trigger at this point.
You know what? I think this year, because remember, these are going to be lame duck contracts, both of them, right? For both Tibbs and Leon Rose. This is a lame duck year if they don't. I mean, if they go by this passage here, right?
Hold on, Wiz. They made a move last year. Don't forget, in February they traded a first-round pick for Josh Hart
and Cam Reddish, which was a lame duck contract to begin with.
Oh man,
I'm referring to Reddish, not Hart.
That was not a risk. That was not a high risk move, man. This is a higher risk right here. But the reason why I'm for it, by the way, also is another thing, mentally, psychologically. This will send a message to the team that we're not looking at first or second round. The team right now is probably confident. They probably have some confidence, some swag about we can do second round. Maybe we'll make the ECF. We're fair of Boston and Milwaukee. Some of them may be fair in both of those teams right now. Even Philly is looking decent. But with DeRozan on our squad, the front office is telling these guys, you guys can go all the way. Let's get ready to run.
Wiz, I got somebody coming in. They want to be contrary. I think this person is contrary to what you and Ivory 10 said. So y'all get on guard, man.
Salute.
Uh-oh.
Salute Freezie.
Hell, here he
Salute
comes.
Ivory. Salute Mets.
Here he comes. There he is.
Salute
Here
Mets.
comes the anti-DeRozan contingent is in the building.
I'll put it plainly. I'm not anti DeRozan. I'm more so thinking cost to like risk reward, basically.
Yes.
So if you're going to target DeRozan, which is cool, it's perfectly fine. You have to be able to bring in someone that can mitigate the things that he cannot do.
Right.
Because if we were to just plug him in, hypothetically speaking, you remember when Josh Hart was at the top of the key at the 3-point line and Brunson didn't pass him the ball. That's the kind of spacing we'll face regardless because DeRozan is a 20% 3-point shooter in the playoffs for his career. So
and he won't shoot the 3 too. That's the other thing.
So when we talk about DeRozan, like cool, absolutely, you bring him on as an offensive weapon because first and foremost he is deadly. He is a deadly scorer, but you have to be able to find other parts and pieces to mitigate. Like Freezie mentioned, he wanted to bring like tag along a 3-and-D player, just so you can have a spin away from that. Because if you have this hypothetical lineup out there where it's Brunson, DeRozan, RJ, quickly, and you said Randall. Who is playing pick and roll defense?
Nobody.
Like who is stopping anybody at some point? Like
you'd have decent point of attack defense with Brunson and IQ and RJ. But in terms of rim protection, no. And in terms of weak side rim protection, absolutely nothing.
Here's my question: would we be a better team?
Yeah.
If we ran that in spurts, still Dre is what I'm saying. We're not gonna run that 30 minutes a game.
Oh no. Tibbs doesn't even want to put Randall.
Tibbs would melt down in a pool of pudding if he played that 30 minutes a game.
So like I'm not anti DeRozan. I'm not anti DeRozan. I'm more
I'm interested to see DeRozan with a coach like Tibbs who's putting that emphasis, on defense. I mean, he was out there and he was playing for Toronto and then he went out to San Antonio, and of course those are great coaches out there, but I'm not sure they put the attention to defense the way Tibbs does. And listen, if he can make RJ a better defender in a year, he could probably make anybody a better defender, right?
Okay.
Yes and no. I want to say Dwayne Casey is a defensive coach, so to diminish that, like it depends on the talent, the mentality, how players used. Like in a half a season, DeMar Derozan is not going to pick up all of our defensive concepts and be reaction. Like he won't have those instincts because he's never had those instincts. I think RJ has shown the ability, especially in his second year, of having defensive instincts, and then he fell back last year and the year before that. DeRozan
if DeMar Derozan had all those qualities, we probably wouldn't be able to get him though.
Not at all.
I mean,
exactly.
If he was perfect, we wouldn't be able to get him.
Exactly.
So, no one's going to be the perfect fit. So, I mean, I think, it's really all about, hey, who can we add that's really going to make an impact and also not cost us an arm and a leg? And he seems like a really good option in that respect.
I agree, but I agree 100%, which is why I'm like, if we're going to give up 2 picks, I agree with what Freezie said. You got to try to get Caruso in here. And you got to move out one of our rotational guys, either Josh Hart or Dante, because let's call space, mate. Caruso's better than both of them. Yep. I don't care about
put together. He better than both of them put together, bro.
So if you were to bring in DeRozan and then replace one of those two,
yep,
then you're cooking with gas in my mind, because Caruso is the epitome of a Tibbs player.
Yep.
Quick question about tonight's.
Go ahead, bro.
Quick question about tonight's game. Randall's GTD with a knee inflammation. Who do we have as a backup fourth forward? I mean, as good as iHeart is, he can predominantly get stuck in the center spot on the second.
We're gonna run double big lineups for Sims and Hart.
Yeah, and I also want to stay on topic too, man.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Let's stay.
I just need to get that
out of respect for our special guest cousin Ivory 10 is in the building. he only show up every now and then. So you know what I'm saying, when he here, we got to show love. You know what I'm saying?
Man, just trying to work, man, trying to keep a job.
As for this whole deal with getting DeRozan, I'm not sure
DeRozan
about
at all. I don't mind
don't mind-
DeRozan at all. I welcome it. I if you bring it on DeRozan, I just want, like, if we're gonna go, like
You
as
just
you
want a
said, if we're gonna
complimentary.
go, yeah, Mets, like I agree.
You
Like
just want
if
a
we're gonna,
complimentary piece to go along with them.
yeah,
Yeah.
because if we're gonna go all in and it's gonna be a rental, go all in then. Don't
Right.
don't half step it.
Right.
Like if you're gonna get DeRozan, don't let DeRozan just be your only move. You got to get something that complements him because, like you said, he's not perfect, and no player is perfect.
Right.
But if we're bringing him in to make the pieces fit, we don't have to bring another piece to cover his flaws. Like it's okay. DeRozan is a flawed player. It's the things that he can do are certain things that not very many NBA players can do, and you can't discount that.
Here's my only little bit of pushback on that, Dre, just a little bit, which is, you know, we brought in Brunson and we know that he was limited, right? But we didn't do anything to supplement for where he was weak, right? We had Grimes and we got RJ, both of which we really were questioning whether or not, you know, they could really, you know, make a difference. You know, we were questioning RJ's defense. We thought Grimes would be a better defender. He hasn't been. So what did we do to really to supplement the Brunson play? And I don't think we really did much to supplement Brunson. You know, it still impacted the team in a positive way to get him.
I'm gonna keep it with you.
But we're not bringing in a 25-year-old Brunson, by the way. I mean, a 25-year-old DeRozan. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, we're bringing in an older DeRozan. Like, to be absolutely honest, the way Brunson is playing right now, it might be better than any iteration of DeRozan in his career. So let's. Look, I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. A 27-year-old Brunson is right now, today, as he's playing right now, is probably at a higher peak than DeRozan has ever been.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is we didn't believe he was this when we got him, right?
Absolutely.
And all I'm saying is we didn't do anything to supplement what he couldn't do when we got him, but he still made us better last year. And you could say maybe he was better last year than DeRozan was ever in his life. That may be true. I'm just saying if we're still improving the team without supplementing and getting someone else to kind of do what he can't, I still think it makes us better. Maybe it doesn't make us a championship team, but it makes us better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And if the price isn't crazy, and if it's two of these late picks and Grimes, I mean, I just don't see why that deal isn't done already. I don't see why there hasn't been an announcement already. And I know there's some Grimes lovers, and I'll probably take some heat for that, but you know,
the Grimes hive is crazy, bro.
Where is the light skin camaraderie? Y'all just dumping this man.
The Grimes hive is crazy. They're mommy dearest, bro. They're like, no, and then you like, well, okay, what's he gonna do? Relax, Uncle Freezie. We just gotta wait. No, we ain't gotta wait, bro. Brunson is 27.
Right.
Grimes has been out of high school for 6 years. Right. What are we waiting on? Wiz, what are we waiting on? Wiz, the dude been out of high school for 6 years.
He's still young. He's still young.
Yeah, me too. Wiz and I are still young too, compared to 80-year-olds.
If anything, we should throw Grimes and whatever we can to get both.
He's probably going to be in it. To be absolutely
Caruso.
Yeah.
If we don't do anything for DeRozan, then we know Miami is going to jump on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying no DeRozan. I'm saying do the DeRozan deal and bring something else along with it.
Yeah.
I don't want it to just be just DeRozan.
I hear you. Here, let me ask you guys this question. I'm curious what you might think. Do we consider Miami a championship contender this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but not at the moment in my case. I mean, when you look at how they got in last year, to the finals last year, riddled with injuries, and basically capitalizing on the mistakes of teams like Milwaukee, New York, and Boston. But once they faced Denver, they hit a brick wall.
But don't you think if we added a guy like DeRozan for what we were talking about, we would be on that level? I think we're right there with them. You know, we add a guy like DeRozan.
You do the move like 100%. I think you do the move on the principle that you bring something that can complement him. I don't. If you just bring DeRozan here, we're gonna be a better basketball team.
As a
But I
trade,
think, yeah, go ahead. But
as a trade-off, we screw up continuity in one player
I,
or another.
but DeRozan knows how to play basketball. To that point, like
Right.
he's not a stupid player. He's high IQ, but there are limitations to his game, and that's perfectly fine. It's not an indictment on him. I just want to see how, and this is the problem, Freezy. If you have a coach like Tibbs, he doesn't necessarily mesh players that don't fit ideally together to form like this sort of hybrid type of system. It's gonna be a your turn, my turn type offense, especially if DeRozan is here.
Yeah.
Unless we get the requisite spacing.
We have that going on right now. We have 3 different. I mentioned that last night on the Knicks at Night podcast. We legit have 3 different offenses, right, and 2 different defenses. I didn't get to the defensive part, right? We have a Nova defense where it's all aggressive point of attack defense, and then you have the RJ Grimes defense, Mitch defense, where it's funnel everything to Mitch. And they're 2 different. And then you bring in DeMar DeRozan, and then you add another variable to the equation. How does he fit? Well, the dude is so good. The dude is so good that you scrap some of those things that you previously have been doing and cater to his skill set.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in the playoffs, things slow down quite a bit anyway, where, we play a lot of like pick and roll one-on-one type stuff, and he fits that. He can do that. And
historically,
and he's also a good distributor. So, I like it. I like the risk. Listen, I know it's always going to be a risk, right?
Yeah.
Without risk, there's no rewards.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's one of those things, but like historically, if we're going historically, he hasn't been like the most efficient playoff player. Granted, he's probably been the number 1 option at all times during his playoff runs. So in this ecosystem, he'll probably fall back to be like number 2 initiator. Now this is where it might get a little bit hazy. I already mentioned that Randall is heliocentric. Now, if you turn down his allotment of touches, is he as efficient as you might need him to be? Because
Absolutely.
I hope so.
Absolutely. See, because efficient doesn't just mean scoring, right?
It means playing defense at a higher level.
It means rebounding more,
being locked in.
Right. Yeah. So,
but he's not. So, but his offense correlates with how locked in he is, and you know that.
Oh well. Okay. For instance, what I'm just gonna ask the chat, right? What is Julius Randle's best asset? What does he do best?
Well, score.
Brute strength.
I will say he draw double teams. That's his best skill set.
Personally, I think it's rebounding.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he had like what a 2020 game the other day.
Yeah. And so if you ask Randall, say, hey, big boy, what we're gonna do is instead of getting you to the All-Star game, averaging 27, 9, and 7 assists, we're gonna get you to the All-Star game, averaging 19, 15, and 7 assists.
15
right? You still get to the All-Star game. And I know 15 rebounds is a lot, right? But what I'm saying is you're turning a dude that is a naturally great rebounder into a rebound focused guy. Because you're still, in theory, Ivory 10, are you still not padding stats?
I think
rebounds is not the sexy stat. Like anything after 10 is diminished returns for a guy like Randall. In terms of like profile and make the All-Star game, it don't matter if he gets 12 to 15 rebounds. If he gets double digits, and the point value matters more to the casual fan than.
But that's the same thing with assists though. What's the difference between averaging 10.5 and 11.5? You know what I'm saying? For your team, that means you got somebody an extra bucket, but to a casual fan,
it means
you're like,
nothing. Yeah, it means nothing.
I'll be right back.
I'm not anti DeRozan. I want the DeRozan deal to happen, or I don't want to say I don't. I'm not gonna say I want it to happen. I'm gonna say if it happens, I'll appreciate it because I know it means the team is getting better and they actually pick the direction. I just want them to commit to that direction instead of half stepping. Instead of being like, we just got DeRozan and that's all we need to do to improve the team. Because naturally, there's just going to be some flaws inherently in the roster construction, and you want to be able to clean up the edges and clean up the parts that may be missing from the team. Like if you're going to bring DeRozan here, you're going to probably need to have another consistent perimeter defender next to him on the court, whether it's from the starting lineup or when he plays with bench units. You want to have someone he can default to, and you also want to have spacing. You want to have shooters around him because when he's at his best, he has spacing around him and he can create and cause chaos defensively. Because anywhere 18 feet and in, he's he's destructive in terms of getting points and getting to the line and playmaking. So if you want to like bring the Rose in, I like not you don't even need a Caruso per se. You could take I don't know what Robert Covington is doing, but a player like Robert Covington, you could just throw him around DeRozan at sometimes. You just need guys to flank him and hide the things that he can't do, so it accentuates what he's really good at, which is playmaking, being a big jumbo playmaking guard, and and to this effect, if we talk about like offensively, he probably would be very effective next to Brunson in terms of allowing Brunson to play off ball because he has the ability to do that. He shoots at a high clip from catch and shoot. So DeMar can initiate. He can play make. He can make other players better. But when we talk about the opposite end, it might be a little bit rough at least in the beginning when those two when if DeRozan were to be in the starting lineup because I don't think anybody from that unit, hypothetically speaking, I'm going to highlight it. Anybody in this unit would play defense. Like Mitch would get in foul trouble very easily with those four guys ahead of him, at least at the beginning of games.
Permission to show something, Dre?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll put it up.
I got it. When you look at this Bulls roster, if we do go through this DeRozan trade, who do we want out of this bunch? I mean, at the moment,
Caruso.
we can't.
Caruso, 100% Caruso.
Could let me finish. I mean,
my bad.
We can't get Levine since he's out with a foot injury at the moment for at least a week, so he's off the table. And aside from Caruso, who else could we get? Tony Craig doesn't look all that formidable. I don't really see Ayu Dosunmu coming our way. Andre Drummond's a glass cannon at this point, and we tried him, and we tried something like that with DeAndre Jordan, and it failed miserably several years ago. I can't, and I'm not sure if I can trust Javon Carter. And the less I say about Lonzo Ball and his injury issues, the better.
It's when we talk about like this trade, you won't be able to take back so many players back in the first place anyway. So, and they're going to need players to play for them. Like they're probably going to cut somebody if you were to give them more players than they can even take back. So part of that is like if you're going to go in and give them a trade and give up 2 picks, you might as well ask for Caruso in the process. But the problem is Caruso's value is actually going up by the second because his skill set is so complementary next to superstars because he will take on the number one defensive priority or offensive priority. And he's shooting well from 3 at the moment and he's an all NBA defender. So like asking for both of them in a deal would probably start with like 3 picks.
The only other
and a player.
The only other option I could see aside from Caruso would be Kobe White.
I think Kobe White's not going anywhere. Like I think when the Bulls start their fire sale, they're just going to be all in on keeping young talent at that point. And Kobe White Kobe White doesn't make a ton of money, but he's at a pretty
making $11 million.
Yeah, so they're going to keep him and see if they can develop him into being a point guard in the future. He's shown signs of life. Him and Ayo, But if they do the fire sale, Levine is gonna be gone.
Yeah. By the
DeRozan's
way,
gonna be gone.
you
Go ahead,
guys,
Wes.
you know that the Rose is going to cost us 3 players, right?
And that's the main reason I'm against this trade.
Because
I
Freezie,
mean, who, like who?
it's
Hypothetically,
29 million, and Grimes and Fournier is only 21. Jerry Fitz was talking about his salary. You
yeah,
guys are talking it was like 22 mil to start. It's 29 mil he makes. So we need salary filling. We need to fill a salary.
yeah, and you just named it. So, like, we're not gonna move. We're not moving Dante, even though he might fill
Right.
that actual.
And I heard is a big risk to lose our
Josh
backup
Hart would
center.
probably fill that because he makes 12 million, but we're not gonna move the Villanova guys.
We're
So
not
it's
touching
hard.
the Nova boys are staying.
It's hard to fill in that gap because unless you're trying to throw IQ in there, which we're not,
Right.
then it makes it hard to match the money. It makes it really hard.
Exactly.
Cause like the gymnastics to make that work,
That's
Right.
what
I mean,
makes,
salary
that's
cap
why
wise, would be
it's so
kind of funny.
frustrating, and why I say I don't want to go through with this.
but actually, how about a multi-team
Whoa,
trade?
whoa, 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 whoa! Hold on. If we were to do it, then hypothetically speaking, then you would be. If you ask for Caruso in that deal, that's another 9 million on top of it. Then remember I mentioned if I'm bringing in Caruso, one of Josh Hart or Dante got to go because you can't have. They're redundant at that point for what they do. Yeah, to be absolutely honest, you would have to do that to even make the money work.
Right. So, because the only thing we're gonna
Either
do
that or you can
all
throw
I
in
want to do is one move. I want Grimes, DeRozan. So, is there a 3 or 4 team trade we could do that keeps the rest of the rotation?
the more teams you add, the more complicated it gets. The more it's just so convoluted. It's almost impossible to account for like a 3 or 4 team deal. If I'm not in the Knicks front office with their entire staff and like 40 people figuring out capologists and like, nah, I'm gonna be
Right.
absolutely
I
honest.
know.
The only way it could work is if you
A 3
hold on, my bad, but like I would say if it was going to be a 3 team trade, 3 player trade, it would probably be Grimes, Fournier, and then Hartenstein makes like 8 million, and that would fill in
I
the
know.
gaps. And we kind of like what we do. We need 2 centers, unfortunately. So Tibbs would
Yeah.
probably throw a fit if we were to do that, even if Hartenstein is expiring himself. So it's hard. It's hard. It's
And
hard.
throwing Miami into the mix to make it a 3-team trade would make the situation even worse.
Oh, forget Miami, man. Oh, they'll kill us.
Yeah,
no,
Miami
Riley's not gonna
would-
do anything with us. Riley wants to choke us out.
But like I'm just looking at Miami off the top of my head. I don't know how they would make a trade work because they. Well, I get. I don't think they would trade Tyler Hero, but that would be the easiest way to make the money work because he makes like 26 million, 27 million right now.
I mean, where's Lowry?
Oh, he's washed.
But I'm saying, but Chicago just wants to get these guys off their books.
Lowry's expiring as well. But the thing is, like, they're not really just doing it because it expired. Because DeRozan is expiring, they want to get something for him. So it doesn't necessarily mean if they want an expiring back, well, DeRozan's going to expire. If it was just about expiring, they would just keep DeRozan. They want to get something.
You want a Miami Albatross contract, in my view? Jimmy Butler. Yeah, he balls, but he costs 40. But between him, Bam Adebayo, Ty Hero, that's almost 100 million. That's well over 100 million bucks just between the 3 of them annually.
Well, that 100 million, well, most of that 100 million helped them get to the finals. Now, if you want to say they got to the finals as a quote unquote fluke, have at it. I'm not going to diminish the greatness of Jimmy Butler. I've seen him too many times just destroy teams by himself. So when it comes to the playoffs, so I'm.
But again,
they're not gonna first off, if they move Jimmy Butler, their title window is done. Period. No matter who they trade him
get rid
for.
of Lowry, and you only shut the window slightly. I mean, 30 million, 37 years old, Albatross contract at this point.
Right? But then they don't really have a starting point guard caliber player. Lowry's out. Like Lowry's gone, they're going to default to trying to make Tyler Hero play point at times. and then they have like an undrafted guy, two-way players. Like, no, I don't. If I was the Heat, I would trade Kyle Lowry, but it would just be an awkward fit in my mind because then it would just be Tyler Hero, DeRozan, Jimmy Butler, insert filler, Bam. They
But
need
they,
a
don't- they,
point
don't-
guard.
they don't need it. They're okay with that. That's Miami. Miami can win with that,
Oh,
actually.
yeah, they can figure it out. When you have a coach like that that can make parts that
Right.
don't really fit, then you
Jaime,
go at it.
don't forget Jaime, Triple
Jaime
J.
Jaquez.
Oh
yeah.
man,
And then they play these lineups with multiple forwards, so he could, hypothetically speaking, be the
they got
power
Caleb
forward.
Barton
Or
still. They still got
Haywood Highsmith.
and Duncan Robinson.
this is the thing, like they're gonna have to give up something to get something too.
Right.
So, like, if they want DeRozan, hypothetically speaking, they can't just offer Kyle Lowry's terrible contract and no draft capital or player. They're gonna want something back. You're gonna have to give them Caleb or something,
Right.
because if we're trading with them, they're asking for Grimes, they're asking for a player. They might be asking for Hartenstein.
Well, Nikola Jovic, I'm telling you, man, that guy's gonna be bad. I like him. So
I like him too, but he's also like 6'10" wing. Freezie don't. I mean, Tibbs doesn't know what to do with those types of guys.
no, I mean, Miami. Dude,
6'10" is skill.
And he's defensively kind of a little bit of a liability. So I think he would just be sitting on the bench. He would be another version of Kevin Knox.
No, I'm saying Nikola for Miami given to Chicago. They try to get.
In terms of getting younger, and
to get DeRozan, they'll give up
They
love. They'll give up love, just fill contract fillers, whatever. Because if they,
I can see that. I can see
they
that.
try to get
Salute
DeRozan
Worldwide
and Caruso. Then they can add fillers by Love, Jovic, Kyle Lowry, maybe even Caleb, and they get Caruso and DeRozan.
and they might
Then
give
we in
up
trouble.
a couple first.
Then
I
we're in
mean,
trouble.
and he asked to Miami and New York. So to be
Right.
absolutely, I'm not going to lie to you. To be absolutely honest, Miami might have like an easier path to take on DeRozan and like seamlessly keep on because they have that
Exactly.
type of coach that can
Yep.
make parts fit that don't really fit. If DeRozan comes here, I think he makes us better instantaneously. But there's also like a learning curve with Tom Thibodeau. Like unless
So,
you're
by the way,
a Josh
last-
Hart type that you fit what Tibbs wants immediately, Tibbs kind of like struggles to figure out how to plug in guys over the course. Like historically, he's just never been that type of coach.
Remember this summer, my argument for Drew Holiday? It wasn't that we needed Drew. It was we needed to stop Drew from going to Boston or Miami. So
Yeah, in
part
order
of it
to
was
keep
we
up.
could use him, but it also stops him from going to our competitors who instantly are made better by him. So if we could have gotten Drew and given up,
It's the same reason. It's the same logic
Right.
that
Yep.
that Dame is a buck instead of a Heat player.
But, I look at teams like the Lakers. I look at teams like the Heat. They can't shoot. Neither one of them can shoot, but they're still going after DeRozan. It's not
Yep.
stopping them. So why are they not worried about fit? They want to
DeRozan's
win.
not- and DeRozan's clearly shown he's not a sniper this year.
Actually, he's shooting better this year than he has in the past from three. He's shooting pretty well from three, I thought, this year.
I probably he may, and that's just
36%, gentlemen. 36 for
maybe-
DeRozan.
On how
this
many
year.
attempts? Like 2, 1.
Hey, now you're talking attempts. Just 2.5. That's what he shot his whole career. That's more. That's almost the second most he shot in his whole career. The 2.5. So he's always been a low 3-point.
I'm like the thing surrounding DeRozan. It's not DeRozan as a player. It's the ecosystem he be coming into. That's the problem to me. DeRozan is a fine player, and I would love to have him on this team. But this offense, this coaching, maybe not the requisite perfect fit. That would have to make the team lean more on Tom Thibodeau to figure it out. And to be absolutely honest, like you would have more faith in Spoelstra figuring out how to plug in DeRozan more than you would have in Tibbs.
Now, who would you have rather have
You know what
had?
they might
Drew
do
Holiday or
if
DeRozan?
they made a change and went for a guy like DeRozan? There's a chance that they still start a guy like DiVincenzo and have DeRozan playing off the bench, running that bench crew with Quickly. I mean, I look at that as a really nice bench team if you had DeRozan running that team, even
Tibbs
a better
respects
version than
vets.
RJ is.
Oh, but Tibbs respects established veterans. He's going to start DeRozan off.
Yeah, he might start him for the first 5 minutes and then pull him like he does with RJ sometimes,
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Now, just to ask you guys a question: Who here wants DeRozan, but didn't want to go get Drew Holiday? And which one?
Drew Holiday would have been the perfect guard to put next to Brunson.
I know Drew would have been defense. Oh, manhandle.
Can initiate himself. Can create the offense for himself.
So everybody who didn't want Drew Holiday this past summer should not say a word about DeRozan right now, because Drew is by a good amount a better fit. And he's a Tibbs guy.
This is the thing. Like, when we talk about better fit matters even more for our situation, because when you're asking Tom Thibodeau to fit guys in and have guys buy in, it's harder for him to get cohesiveness from units that don't naturally have those types of intangibles, high IQ, or fit. Whereas if you were to, like, hypothetically speaking, if you were to drop Spoelstra on this team and have him try to figure out what lineups and what arrangements and what sets to use, we might be looking a little bit differently. So it's not. I'm looking forward to what moves we do make if we were to take on a DeRozan move, because if it does happen, that means we're improving without a doubt. It's just how much improvement do you think we're making? I'm gonna ask you this, Ivory. We get DeRozan. Do you think we're a favorite to make the conference finals?
I think we're as good as anybody in the East. I think we're as good as anybody in the East with that team, possibly outside of Celtics. I think we're as good as anybody, maybe outside of the Celtics. I don't think anyone's a given to be better than us with him. I really don't. And of course, that all depends on what you give up. But if it's a Grimes and a couple of picks and Fournier, I think we're as good as anyone. We've got a couple of stars and a great third star in DeRozan, and a very good player in RJ, and the sixth man of the year coming off the bench. I think we're tough. I think it makes us tough.
I agree completely, 100%, right there, 100% behind you with that, man.
But getting over the hump would probably have nothing to do with the talent itself.
Yeah, but you can't make moves based upon whether or not it's going to get you over the hump, or whether you think it's going to get you over the hump. You have to make moves.
You're making the move based on the assertion that it would make you. I mean, you wouldn't do that unless you didn't think it would get you. That's the whole point.
Why not? Why not? If it just makes us better, why not? It's not like these picks are not that valuable, these late picks. They're just not that valuable. And Grimes is not valuable.
Oh, he's not playing well.
Okay, actually,
what is the big risk? I just don't see the risk. I don't see the risk in it, really.
Well, actually, there can be a risk in it, because if we get a certain player and then we need one more piece, that piece may not work with that certain player coming in here. So we gotta get the right, not just a better, because we can get better with people.
To get the right piece,
better has to be the right piece awaiting the final piece.
Well, I think we get better, but whether or not we get over the hump, I think the right piece, you get if there's a star that becomes available, DeRozan could be in that trade because he's an expiring contract. So he's just money when it comes to that. He's money and talent. They don't care about the talent. They just care about kind of we're fulfilling the money part of it. So if we don't believe he's a fit, he could be part of the deal, and he would go as the money part, similar to how Fournier is going to be the money part in this deal.
So, but with DeRozan, you're looking at this season only right now, right? This season only, because summer comes, unless he re-signs with us for us to do a sign and trade, we're losing him too, right? So it has to be this season where we're going all in for this season and not looking even more than 6 months out.
Why?
And that's one challenge I do have about going 6 months out.
Why not put the chips in if these chips aren't worth a damn anyway? Put them in the middle of the table. Let's gamble. Let's play.
I'm ready. Don't talk to me about gambling, baby. I'm ready to put them all in, baby. I'm ready.
I just don't think the gamble is that high because of the fact that we're not giving up anything that impacts us really right now. And I know Grimes is a good perimeter defender. Yes, that has some impact, but I don't think it's as big of an impact as the positive that DeRozan brings.
I agree. Okay, so let's push it. Let's
I
push it all
yeah,
to the middle.
there's no. Let me. I want to add a little something to it, right? Because I think we doing like the round and round thing with DeRozan. Because I think most of us agree that DeRozan should be a Knick at the right price, right? Everybody agree, right? DeRozan should be a Knick at the right price, right?
Yes, sir.
Logically, it looks like he might be going to Miami.
What I would suggest to Knicks fans is if we're doing the hokey pokey. Wiz, you remember that? Remember in kindergarten they used to make us do the hokey pokey? Put your left foot in, take your left foot out, stick your and shake it all about. Remember that? All right. So if we're doing the hokey pokey, right? Why not just get all your answers from Chicago?
Wow.
Instead of a third team, right? Remember that who are we gonna who's the guy that we're gonna have coming off the bench, man? Chicago, blah blah blah, all these different things. Why not just get Chicago's backup big and throw him in the mix? Why not get Torrey Craig? Right? Why not get a defensive wing and Torrey Craig and put him in the deal? That way, for everybody that complained about the Knicks are midgets and the Knicks are small, you add Torrey Craig and all of a sudden you add length to the perimeter, right? What about Dalen Terry? He's 6'7". He's a ball handler. He's a jumbo guard. Why not just do a one-stop shop as opposed to going all around the league and complicating things and maybe accidentally overpaying? Does that make sense, or am I on an island by myself?
No,
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. And in order to fill out the roster and have parts that aren't the exact same all over the court.
Right.
Like we need complementary pieces at this point.
Right. Give an example, right?
Whoa, now I think we still need a main piece. We still need more main pieces as well. I don't think.
No, when I said complementary pieces at this point, I meant like if DeRozan was already here or was a shoe-in. Then I'm saying you need complementary pieces at that point.
Right. And so what I'm saying to y'all is
hold on, where's your little Wendy? Can you mute until you get in? Inside. I don't think he can hear.
I got
Go ahead, Freezie.
I got you. So the thing is this. If we're talking about, if we're in that space of, hey, if you bring in DeRozan, then what do you bring as the accent piece and all of that stuff? Why not send Hartenstein and bring back Andre Drummond? I think you shave off like $70 million in salary, right? Or you shave off $5 million in salary. Yeah. But you know what you get? You probably get less defense, right? But you know what you get more of?
Rebounding.
Right? Mm. You know what you get also get? Size. Andre Drummond is huge.
Yeah.
And I like Hartenstein, bro. I like Hartenstein. I want the Knicks to re-sign Hartenstein.
No, it's funny. Like, even when we talk about these guys, like, defense is not the Bulls' problem. It's offense that's the issue.
Yeah,
So, like, the guys that we're bringing in, hypothetically speaking, they can play defense in a team structure, especially with Tibbs.
Right.
It's making the parts work on the other end.
Right.
That's the worrisome part.
Right.
But you have to acquire talent. If you're gonna try to compete, you need the talent in the first place.
Yeah.
Then you figure it out after you get the talent.
Yeah, and so Kev Middleton makes a good point. He is DeRozan is 34, struggling to get 15 points a game.
That's just false. That's false.
I don't. Yeah,
that's false. He's averaging 21 a game and hasn't averaged less than 21 in almost 10 years. I really don't know what that was about. That's not true.
Right. Ivory just jumped in, bro. You passionate about DeRozan.
That's why y'all don't let me in here. That's why.
Now I was talking about the age number. So if Knicks fans are just solely worried about age, then why not just get Dalen Terry and Justin Lewis? Just add them to the. You could
But if it's a rental, age is not an issue. If we're looking at it from the rental perspective, then age is irrelevant. You're trying to win, right?
right,
So
but in that one, but the context is different.
gotcha.
The reason why age was brought up is because they're talking about the future and not about winning the championship. Because if age was an issue, I wouldn't even care if a dude was 40 if it guarantees us a championship, right?
At
Right.
all.
But yeah. So but I think that context was there is gonna be more New York Knicks basketball after this summer.
Well,
Right.
the way Grimes is playing, I don't think it's relevant.
And so Grimes is trash, right?
Ham sandwich.
Grimes is
I feel like this. I won't say that. But what I will say is he's not going to hurt us if we lost him for a guy like DeRozan.
He's gonna be Gary Harris after, like when Gary Harris got paid by the Nuggets, and then Nuggets were like, he's all right, and then they flipped him out of there and
for
paid
Aaron
what
Gordon.
pay what they had to pay for Aaron Gordon, and look at it,
Yep.
look where they are now.
Yeah, but the thing is though, with Gary Grimes will never be that, bro. Grimes ain't that.
We were hoping. I mean, he was on that trajectory last year.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to him this year.
His confidence is gone, bro. He's a
Shot.
flat tire, bro.
He's
He's a flat tire. You can only plug that tire so many times, bro. You just got to get a new one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Ivory wouldn't know what we're talking about.
He might be a ball tire right now.
He might be a ball tire. Yeah. Ivory wouldn't know what a flat tire is. You know what I'm saying? Because usually he has drivers that shuttles him around. His chauffeur.
Uber, if y'all referring to Uber, yeah.
Amen, brother. Hey, you preaching to the choir, bro.
For real.
Yeah, man. But Dre, what I would say in a situation where we're just merely talking about just doing the fix, I'm not gonna do the shop around scenario in this case. What I would do is go to Chicago and just, man, listen, if we're doing the 2 protected first round picks, or like what Wiz says, if we're giving them 2 Knicks unprotected picks, right? Then you got to give me something, man.
You got to give me Caruso and DeRozan.
Yeah,
and a young player. If I'm getting
Justin Lewis,
you said 2 unprotected picks.
Yeah.
You got to give me. You got to cough up. You got to cough up something.
Right. If that's the case, bro, you got to give me, you got to give me some Dalen Terry. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, bro. You're not going to give me just, and because what Wiz was saying, and it makes sense. He was like, why are we worried about the protected picks or Knicks unprotected picks? When if we get DeRozan, we feel like we're going to finish 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 anyway. The protected picks are going to finish between 15 and 20. You know what I'm saying?
And our protected picks are not going to convey. So.
Yeah, we don't think so.
We not getting that Wizards, that Pistons. We're not getting those. We may never get those.
They're not making the playoffs, bro.
We may never get those. Those might turn into seconds because they're going to be trash for a minute.
Yeah.
That Bucks one might be worth a little bit.
If they ever convey, they're going to be much more valuable than our picks will be.
But they'll never convey. Like if you look up those protections, they're into like 2 years from now. And
Milwaukee's
if they're still bad, like if the Pistons are still like this, it's going to be a big hole that they got to get up out of. But you know how long it took us to get out of that 17 win hole that we were in? It took us 2-3 years.
Yeah. But the Pistons pick though in 2 years is top 10 protected, and the Wizards in 2 years is top 12 protected. So eventually we'll get them, right?
I don't know if we're gonna get that Wizards one.
Right. But we don't know because it's uncertain.
You don't know.
Because Indiana looked the same way. Indiana, when they were playing Malcolm Brogdon and Tyrese Halliburton side by side, it looked awful, bro. That's how.
They never played with each other.
Yes, they did. I was at work watching the game, bro, on my phone. Yeah. Tyrese Halliburton and Malcolm Brogdon. Yeah. I'm positive, bro. I saw them play, and I watched the Pacers the lady that's on the Pacers talk about it. She was like, and Brogdon looked one way, right side of the court, classic pick and roll, and Tyrese Halliburton, the court is wide open.
Okay, yeah, they did play for a short amount of time.
Yeah. So, but
go ahead,
the point that I'm getting at is a team can turn things around in the short term, like a team that looks destitute can turn things around in the short term, right? But you don't know what front office is smart enough to do it. The Pacers did it. The Kings did it. Can the Pistons do it? Right? Orlando, look at how bad Houston was last year, and look how good they are this year. So you don't know, in theory,
because they made the right moves. They signed a couple vets, and they got a right coach.
For Orlando this year, did anyone expect them to be number 2 in the East? No.
And
but
they need guard help too.
Yeah,
thriving. They play defense at a very high level. Shout out to Jamal Mosley.
Yeah, man.
If it wasn't for point differential in the season tournament, they would have made the quarters.
Yeah, but the Celtics decided to hack who were they hacking? They were hacking Drummond.
Chicago.
They were doing hack a Drummond while up 30
in the second quarter, right? That was in the second quarter, right?
They were doing it in the fourth quarter, up 30 for you.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
And their coach was like, what's his name? The Boston coach was like, the Bulls coach was like, "What are you doing?"
Billy Donovan.
And Missoula walked over to him like, "I have to have the point differential."
Yeah, no disrespect. Right. Just really quick, because I'm gonna get out of here too to do some prep work for the game. But yeah, if we do the DeRozan thing, which Ivory 10 kind of swayed me some, if we do it, right, I think both front offices can come to a malleable trade. But Ivory 10, what it is though, what the trade will look like, I think how simple in the beginning of this conversation, when we thought it was going to be really simple, I think it'll be super complex to pull off, elaborate and complicated, right? And it sounds like all three are the same description, but it's not, right? I think I think you're probably talking about each team moving 3 or 4 players, right? Swapping draft picks, right? Which adds to the complexities of things like, we get the Bulls first round pick this year. We send them 2 protected picks and pick swaps and all of that stuff in order for both sides to be satisfied. But I think in ultimately I could see Hartenstein going to them, right? And us getting Andre Drummond, right? Just to shave down salary on our end, keeping in mind that we want to get some cap space to sign both Quickly and DeRozan this summer.
You know what, Freezie? It might be a tough trade, but that's why we're paying our front office over $10 million a year, right? I mean, how many of these front office dudes are they? I mean, we're bringing on more and more. It seems like almost every month. This is what their job is.
Right.
This is what they're getting paid to do. If the job was easy, you and I would be there doing it, right? They would have hired us if the job was easy.
I would be taking those afternoon naps just like Leon Rose, bro.
all that catered food, man.
All that catered food, yeah.
As my mom always told me, nothing worth having comes easy. So if you want it, you got to go get it. That's what they got to do.
And this is the life of a go-getter. This is the life of a go-getter, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get it. Everybody, I got to get out of here just so I can do some prep work for tonight's game. I'm going to try to do the watch along tonight and prepare some stuff, man. Get some stuff done, man. Have a great weekend, everybody. People are probably about to hit the clock. Another weekend is in, another work week is in the books.
Friday night just got paid.
Friday night, party hunting, feeling all right. Right? Ivory 10, brother. Again,
does.
Ivory 10, for those that don't know, Ivory 10, and that's my brother in real life. But he just gobbled up all the good things in the gene pool first and left me with nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Except for that height one. I'm hearing you're 6'5", man.
Bro, that is not no.
Apparently.
That's not the wave, bro. That's not the wave, bro. Being tall, shopping for you know. So we're working class professionals, right? Can you imagine a 6'5", 340-pound guy buying dress shirts, bro? Can you imagine what that's like?
Yeah, man. My best friend, we played ball together, and we used to have to go. He was 6'6" or 6'7". We went to all the big and tall stores in Jersey, and he had to shop at those big and tall stores. He's like, man, he goes, this tight stuff isn't working on my frame. It's not working.
Right.
Hey, I want y'all to know that even though I can't join y'all anywhere near as much as I want you to know I listen to absolutely every episode, and I always go looking for you guys to see if you guys have posted something. I'm a big fan of you guys, so please keep up.
Yeah, we figured you were part of the we figured you were part of the family, bro.
Yeah, man, I gotta pick it up. I gotta earn my way there. I gotta earn my way there and spend some more time out there with you guys. To earn my way to the family. But I'm working on it, man. I'll be there. I just want to let y'all know I might not be able to join you, but I'm listening. I'm always listening.
For sure. Thank you, man.
Man.
All right, everybody. Hey, thank you to everybody that joined. Jay Boogie, Ivory 10, Dre, Mets. Wiz and everybody else that joined. Thank y'all for coming through tonight. I think tonight is gonna be rambunctious, to say the least.
It's on.
If the Knicks win, we'll be 5 games over 500?
12-7.
Yeah, and if we lose to Toronto, it's gonna be smoke in the city.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a good look we lose tonight. It's a big game.
So, all right, y'all go and enjoy y'all evening. Let's go Knicks Friday night.
Are you doing a watch along tonight, Freeze?
That's the plan.
Okay, I'll be there.
All right, boss.
All right,
all right, y'all. Later.